Welcome, Internet, to the Place in Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie Eat the Hype Reese, my man down in Florida, Delvin Cox, and we are joined again by the infamous TPR. How's everybody doing this fine, lovely evening?
I was doing good till you said TPR. Now I'm terrible.
Yeah.
So I be sometimes.
Out here repping Jimmer for dead of all people. Just awful.
I just thought it was hilarious when I saw his name on 3-on-3 last week. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
they got like landscapers doing 3-on-3 basketball at this point.
They really do. I don't even understand why. Like, we couldn't find some other NBA players to bring into the fold or some college players. Like, who are these people?
I think they have to be amateurs, right? Isn't that the 3-on-3 thing?
Oh,
I don't think so. Because I'm pretty sure the women's team has professionals.
Huh.
Because I know Kelsey Plum has won it before.
Maybe it's a men's thing. I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems completely random.
Why isn't like America's big 3-star Joe Johnson on the team?
Probably because he's old as hell, and they were like, nah.
He's better than Jimmer Fredette.
I agree. I don't understand why they didn't pull anybody from just the big three. Like, this is what they do.
Ice Cube just running this.
Ice Cube challenged the champions, which was Nepal, I think.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it was some weird. I was like, what? Who won this? What? Yes, nonsense. I think the women took bronze. But yeah. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go first. I'm just gonna go into what my week has been because it sucked. This Saturday, I woke up with what I thought was a toothache. Because, you know, my jaw and my gums were just throbbing, but my teeth didn't hurt and chewing and everything was fine. So I'm thinking I have some kind of weird toothache. I scheduled an appointment with my dentist for Monday. I go take my son to get his haircut.
FIBA and the Olympics expect all players eligible to be regularly featured in the FIBA 3x3 World Tour and the Challengers events and the FIBA 3x3 Women's Series. So professionals are eligible, but they have to play in the committed events to be eligible for the Olympics.
So they're like, fuck that. Most players probably like, fuck that, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you get Jimmer in there.
Apparently.
He ain't got shit else better to do.
I'm
Some
sure.
Shanghai Sharks. What do you mean? Him and Yao are tight.
That's true. Who's still hooping over this? Dwight? Dwight like tearing up the Shanghai team or something like that?
I think he is.
Yeah, it's like
He over there somewhere keep trying to get players to go over there with him, and they're like, nah, son.
Nah,
We get where we at.
Dwight plays for the Taiwan Mustangs, apparently.
Cousins? Is Boogie over there?
Cousins was over there. I don't know if
Yeah.
he still is.
Anyway, so you have an earache.
Yeah, so
Boogie plays for the Zamboanga Valientes.
That's not a real name.
that's made up. You made that up right now.
Yeah, unless Wikipedia's lying to me.
It is.
Just
I
made
believe
that
it
up.
is.
I do.
Anybody can put that there. You put that there yourself on
Zimbabwe
Wikipedia right now.
Valientes?
No, Zamboanga.
Zamboanga?
Zamboanga.
Who does Boogie play for? The Coke 45s?
All right, that's exactly what it is. Let me get
The
a Coke
Newport Lights?
45.
Newport
Filipino.
Lights?
Newport Specials?
So yeah, I took my son to get his haircut, and my barber was like, "That sounds like an ear infection." I'm like, I've never had an ear infection, so
Put us a black ass barber. he just like immediately like that sounds like an
Were you a script
infection.
for it too? Like, is this
He's
like
white.
it's
he's white
all-inclusive
Mexican.
service?
He's not black at all.
Whoa,
White Mexican.
that's even
Yeah.
shocking. That's
Yeah.
shocking.
He's had a lot of ear infections, had tubes in his ears, so
See
he
the
like knew.
landscapers come by. Dev's probably got the maid. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's Bakersfield.
I got a white barber. What's going on? What's going
Hey,
on over there?
here-
That's
here's-
you gonna keep
here's-
your hair?
here's
Get a
the
white
funny
barber?
part.
That's what I should have did years ago.
He's the best barber I've ever had in my life.
See?
He's always on time, and I'm in and out of there in like 45 minutes
time.
with
It's not
me
just
and
on
my
time.
son's haircuts.
Wow.
Like, it's great. It's the
I've
best
been
barber
fucking
I've
up
ever
all my life. Going to all these
Yeah.
black barbers supporting black businesses. Fuck that.
had. Taking their smoke breaks and everything. Nah, Kane don't play that. Kane is in and out. He's on time, and
His
you
name is
outta here.
Kane?
His name is Kane. Right?
It's a black ass name. Does he smoke Newports?
Nah, he don't smoke at all.
Is it also the dentist?
No,
Probably
he's not the
is.
dentist.
Does he sell
He's
weed?
not the dentist.
He's like, I can
Nah,
change that.
nah. But yeah, so I ended up having to go to urgent care later that day. Yeah, and indeed it was an ear infection, which I was completely shocked by. And it's been bothering me ever since. They said if you still have pain, come back in a couple days. If like you're still having pain after taking the antibiotics. So I had to go back last night and had to get 2 shots. That was fun. But I have been out of work and doing nothing but laying in my bed or on my couch watching Netflix for the past 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Ear infections are terrible.
You're one of those people that can play games when they're sick, or just depends, or no?
No, absolutely not. Like I said, I'm useless. I feel like death. I've just been laying here doing absolutely nothing for the past 5 days.
Did your wife make fun of you for being a baby?
No, not at all.
She understood it. Let me ask you a
I
question.
also, yeah, I still did some stuff. Like I was helping around the house and everything, but I wasn't like trying to work.
Is your ear infection as bad to the point where it's affecting your equilibrium?
Nah.
Because I've had that happen before, and that
Like your
fucking
balance?
sucks. Yes,
Yeah.
Strip your balance.
completely.
Yeah.
It's not good. It is really bad.
Start
But
walking
that shit
every
sucks.
inch.
Yeah.
Well, in January,
no.
I got an ear infection, and I thought that was the end of it. Then a few days later, I got chest pains, and
I
I'm
thought
like,
it was the end of it. Like,
Am I
that was
having
it
a
for
heart
you?
attack?
Like
You
your
were
life?
no, the end of the illness.
Damn!
And then I got chest pains, had to go to the
I
ER.
thought that was it.
Turned out I was COVID positive. So
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
and that was great too. I had an ear infection with COVID in January. So
Wow.
Damn. Yeah, no COVID for me. No fever, none of that. Just the ear infection that also made my teeth hurt and my jaw hurt and everything. It was just a pain in the ass. It's like, what the hell is
Yeah, that-
going on here?
That shit
So,
sucks.
yeah.
sorry.
It's the first time I've had one of those, and I've done nothing. I've been just laid up for 5 days. So, yeah,
Feeling any
fun
better
times.
today?
Yeah, I'm feeling better today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So I'll be going back to work tomorrow and dealing with life as
Just
it
here
comes.
so you don't get fined. Yeah.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Got a doctor's note, so it's all good. But that's been my week. It sucked. How about you, TPR? What you been up to?
What have I been up to this week? Not that much working, and I don't know. I'm trying to get big, so I'm in the gym,
Whoa.
eating a lot of food. That's of recent. Maybe I'll come back here in a year and I'll put on like 40 pounds.
You swole?
We'll see. We'll see.
Look, there's these things called steroids. Fix you right up.
They work wonders.
Work.
Randy Orton's on.
Yeah, there you go. Randy
I'll
Orton.
afford them, even if I wanted it, man.
They're cheaper now. Just won't get the
All
good
right.
stuff.
If you know a guy,
I know several guys. That's the funny thing about it. I actually know several guys.
no
Of
no
course you
juice
do.
for me.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
I live in Miami. That's all that's down here.
maybe some HGH.
I know people who have that too.
That was like, if you want it, I can get it for you. Whatever
much.
it is.
Pretty
I got
much.
you.
Joe.
Smoking Joe knows what's up. Hit the juice. He ain't talking about the
Other
juice.
than that, just enjoying the summer. Yeah, it's nice weather up in Seattle. So, yeah.
I bet. I wish I enjoyed the summers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
same
thing.
here.
Coming out.
I haven't
coming
enjoyed
from
a
East
summer
Coast.
in years.
Yeah. Damn. How's the
What's
hurricane?
the summer?
Like
How's Debbie
summer rolls
doing?
around, it's like everybody around here just you stay indoors at all times. You go from one box to a car to another box, doing like nobody goes outside.
Yeah.
Pretty right. Pretty accurate. Yeah.
That's what it's been out here too. It's been triple digits probably for a month straight. And my electricity bill is astronomical. Whatever you think it is, double it.
200.
$1,000?
$20,000.
It's like $1,200.
1,200? How are you?
That shit. That bitch wouldn't get paid.
You need
What's
a
your bill in the
new-
winter?
You need a new HVAC system.
No, because we actually got the HVAC system like repaired and worked on, so the HVAC is fine. It's just that's how expensive electricity is out here. PG&E, I don't know how they're still in business after burning down a city, but they are raping everyone in our area.
I respect it. They
It's
burnt down a whole
ridiculous.
city and got away with
Seems like an undersized unit to be running up a bill that large.
Yeah, no.
Like it clearly
I mean,
can't keep up.
That is a good point, Donnie.
No, I know. I know HVACs. Like I used to do it.
Yeah.
Like it makes me. And then but you're in an apartment though, so it doesn't matter. Like you can't do anything.
me?
With
No,
it, right?
this is a house.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought you did. I thought you rented.
I rent. Yeah, I still rent, but
Yeah,
it's
a
a house. It's a
landlord's problem. They're not
4-bedroom
gonna
house.
replace it.
Yeah, I was in the apartment.
Yeah, it's an undersized system. I mean, that's really the issue.
It's a newer house. It's pretty. The HVAC seems pretty large, and it's the same size as everybody else's on the block. But everybody here, everybody in my neighborhood,
No,
like
I
they're
get
all
it.
like, "This is ridiculous."
My first house, before I moved here, so like early PSVG, my first house that I bought was a small house. It was in a neighborhood, like a subdivision, but it was on a lot that had absolutely zero trees, none. And it was a smaller unit. I think it was like a 1.5 ton. It was probably rated for like a 3. And I was regularly running up bills my first summer there, $800-900 a month. So I put a bigger unit in. I put in like a 3.5 ton unit, and that dropped it down to like 250, 300, which I still thought was a lot at the time. And then we moved to this house, and this house is a wooded lot. I have a lot of trees, so many, in fact, that one day one of them is going to hit this house. And those have done far more for my electric bill than any AC has ever done. I've replaced the unit, and it's my bills here are now routinely in like the 150, 200 range. And it's because of the shade. I get active shade most of the day. Like just that alone does wonders for something like that.
We have no shade. The sun, I'm facing the sun as it comes up, and it's hitting my back window as it goes down. So like I'm getting the sun.
Your machine is just running constantly.
No,
and it's
that's
running,
that's the thing. It's not.
Wow.
That's even worse.
I think humans weren't
That's-
intended to live in Bakersfield.
That's how insane the AC is. That's how insane the electricity is. Like they're just expensive. My bills regularly are like $400 or $500. Like that's just a regular
He does
bill.
live in Death Valley. That's a good point, John. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think they make air conditioning good enough for Death Valley. I mean, that's the reason it's called Death Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. The summer times, it's just stupid, and it's hotter this summer than it's been any year that I've been out here.
Yeah, it's the hottest year on record on the earth.
It's
Beating it
insane.
last year, and then the year before that, and then the year before that.
All right, Garrett.
But global warming isn't a thing. It's not a thing.
No, it's made
Nope.
up.
It's not.
It's made up.
If we shine UV light in our veins, it'll fix everything.
That's a good idea. It's not bad.
If we just flash the body with the giant beam of light.
Good idea.
Let's get this shit live on television, and people willing to vote for him again.
I don't understand it.
People are dumb as fuck.
He
That's
should
why.
have been
People
out
are dumb.
then. Everybody should have been out. What? What did he just say?
Mm-hmm.
Those were COVID times, boy. What a time to be alive.
They were amazing.
DLC times. I was listening. Way back. And then you shut it down.
That feels like a long time ago.
It
was,
does.
dude.
It feels like so long ago.
It was kind of like 4 years ago. It was kind of a long time ago.
I know. It wasn't that long ago at all, but it feels like it. Oh.
Yeah, so TPR is enjoying his summer. I'm over here dying. What about you, Delvin? What the hell you been up to? You back in the office again?
I have been talking about what the fuck I've been up to all goddamn week. I've been on every PSV show there is.
You did this. You
I've been
invited
on-
them here. You invited the extra podcast. You were like, hey, come to PSVG.
But I literally have. I was on Shaq. I was on Cadillac. I was on
Your show.
PSXP.
Yeah, you were on
now
your
I'm
show.
back in. Like, yo, how many
Might as well
times can I
just
tell you?
add the Delvin Cox experience to the network. Just bring it on. You just do everything.
Yeah. How many times can I tell you how my week been? Y'all seen my week. Y'all were there like the whole time.
I haven't. I haven't listened to any of those shows.
You and Chavez show you. I haven't listened.
Yeah, it's pretty much John 32. That's 100% right. It's Gold Coin presents PSVG.
Gold coin.
Right? Who's Go Coin? You're making
The
things
legend.
up here.
The legend.
The
That's
fallacy.
what it is. Legend.
Or at
The
least
legend
the
is
tapes.
in like a folk tale, like a
Right.
myth. That makes sense.
Just the
Let me
legend.
tell you the tall legend of gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Legend. I guess now today.
What? John 32. What?
Whoa, pause.
Whoa.
Daily dose of Delvin. How about
Not okay, dude. Wow.
What's going on in this
Wow.
podcast?
Freezing.
Anything you want to tell us, Delvin? Anything you want to let us know about?
Daily
Apparently,
dose.
John 32 need to tell us something.
You
What's
had to
going
use
on?
the word dose too, like. Oh.
Don't deny it, John.
Oh man. But no, everything's been good. The interview I did with Randy Couture came out. That was pretty cool. It was a shit show, but they fixed it, so it's fine. it literally was a shit show. I never told y'all that story, did I?
Nah.
What happened was his internet, because he stays like secluded for everybody, so he has like satellite internet, and it fucking sucks. And not only does it suck, but he had, I guess he was getting ready to storm by his house, so we could hardly hear anything he was saying. And every time he would talk, he would just break up like, oh, this is going great.
Sounds wonderful.
Any questions we asked, he only heard the tail end of it. I didn't get to ask my Expendables question, though. He heard that one.
I thought
That's
that
all
was
that
the only
matters.
reason you were interviewing him.
Goddamn right.
Because I
Yes!
asked you about what you were going to talk about UFC, and you were like, I'm not talking to him about any of that.
We talked about UFC. We talked about it.
You told me you weren't.
Yeah, we talked about we talked about a little bit of it. Yeah, he did some movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. He's in a horror movie or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it just came out
Like
not too long ago.
WWE Productions.
Pretty much. Is
Randy Orton is in.
let
the
me just tell you who's the cast of it. You'll put it like, yeah, this is not a expensive movie at all. Denise Richards,
Hey,
Cuba Gooding
you know my
Jr.,
girl.
and Randy
That's-
Couture.
Those are good stars.
No.
For the 90s?
No, they're not.
like for 20
You know who
years
they
ago,
are.
yeah.
Denise Richards, come on, man.
If you've got a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. in it now,
As your main character.
no.
I can't speak to his career, but
No.
he was in like American Horror Stories like a decade ago. That wasn't that long ago.
That's a long time ago,
That
sir.
was a long time ago.
And even then, it was suspect.
Yeah.
Just like John 32.
Accurate. Accurate.
John 32 ain't gonna never beat these allegations. But yeah, man, it's been a good week overall. Just, busy. Work sucks. Shit like that, Having to go check a house because for inspection, so they can somebody trying to move in and they're trying to get government funding. So I had to go meet the inspector at the house today, and the inspector said they was gonna be there at 10 o'clock. And of course, they got there at 12:30. So I'm just sitting in this house for 2.5 hours, just waiting.
Damn.
Play some Steam Deck? Some ROG Ally?
I didn't have my Steam Deck because I was at work, so I didn't bring none of my stuff. So I was just listening to podcasts.
That's why you have them. That's what they're for.
That
For work. You
I
buy them
usually
to get
can't-
them for work.
I usually don't have the time to play my Steam Deck at work, so I didn't think about it. This would have been the perfect time to have it with me. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't have it. Like, fuck. Well, I just listened to Nintendo Shack again. Like, oh, this was a pretty good episode. That's what I literally did. I listened to the shit I was on. That's
On
what I
the
did.
show.
Yeah.
Listen to the show.
I am
Which
the
I
legend.
never do.
Listen to my own shows. I'm not a
Like-
narcissist.
Like, goddamn. I was listening to the show, just add my commentary to my commentary. It's a good damn point, Donnie.
You really had that one.
Yeah. That's what I did.
God, I just
Alright.
looked up this movie that Randy Couture is in. Angels Fallen, Warriors.
That's
of
the
Peace.
That is
Cuba
the name.
Gooding Jr. plays an angel named Balthazar.
You missed the podcast so you could interview this man.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I like Randy Couture. He's expendable.
You're out here
So just talking to him was
trash
cool.
this movie.
He is expendable.
That was the plot of the movie. I can like Randy Couture and say the movie stunk.
Yeah, I guess.
He's a legend.
You
One of the
like
greatest
AEW
UFC
and
fights ever.
everything.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
You're
The shit had
definitely a
its
hater.
all-time lowest ratings last night. Like they were like,
That's
"This is
because
the
they
worst
didn't
it's
tell nobody
ever
it was
been."
on.
They're
That's
like,
they
"This is the
didn't even
worst
tell
They
nobody it was
shouldn't
on. They're
have
like,
to.
hey,
You know, yeah.
they
They
changed
shouldn't
times.
have to.
They changed times. Like they legit changed time. They're supposed to come out at 7. No, supposed to come out at 9, and it came out at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, fuck, how the fuck would I supposed to know that? It was
That's
so
what
goddamn
doesn't-
weird.
It doesn't get moved around like that.
Did you see the thing I posted in the Strong Style Discord, which was funny as fuck? Tonight on AEW, they fucked up. So Jack Perry had this like promo, like this backstage, not backstage, like this tape promo and stuff. They were airing it, and during the middle of the promo, a Taco Bell ad just plays and cuts it off completely.
It was cute at first, like when they were like the startup going through growing pains. You're like, oh, this is adorable. Like they're learning. That shit was like 6 years ago.
It's still funny. It's funny. That was funny. Could the Taco Bell ad went perfectly with what he was saying?
It was like Yokiro Taco Bell.
Yes, it was great.
I miss that fucking dog.
I do too.
Yeah.
Out of all the celebrities we could bring back to life, that's one of them.
Bring back the Taco Bell, dog. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's not bring back. There's so many other people we can bring back to life. No,
So nobody played games. That's what we're picking up on.
no.
Not one person.
I saw that game they posted in the PSVG chat. That Five Nights at Freddy game. That shit looks awesome as fuck.
I played
I've
games.
been
I wanna
talking
play
about
that.
it like all year.
Yeah, I want to play that.
I bought it.
I watched my son play video games. I didn't play any.
Kind of counts, I guess. More
That
than
kinda
you've done
counts, yeah.
before. So like, yeah, like you're getting there.
Yeah,
Slowly
I
but
played,
surely you're
like-
finding your way back around.
I played video games this week, but I talked about them on all the shows I was on.
Do it again.
No.
This is what happens. This is what happens because you have people who don't listen to those shows
Yeah.
and listen to this one. So you don't
Well,
get
go
to come
listen to
on
those
here
shows.
complaining about doing other shows and repeating yourself.
Go listen to those shows then.
Oh
So you
my!
can get the full Delvin Cox experience.
You're gonna push it down to 6, Delvin.
Like John 32 once.
Tom 32 got, yeah, that was the game.
John 32 wants all the smoke. All right.
Full experience. Shaft and all.
Smoking Joe's right. The world did go to shit after that dog dipped. I agree. Just
I don't mind talking about what I actually played. I finished the main story of Control finally. For me playing
Oh,
the game
that's
for like
dope.
4 months, 5 months, 6 months
Very
this
good.
year, and it was great. And
Yeah, it is.
I have the Foundation DLC left, but yeah, it was a great end to the story. Ashtray Maze was so entertaining,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it was really great. And I did the Alan Wake DLC before I knew. I didn't realize it was DLC until after I beat the game, but that was great. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna go play Asher's Playroom for the first time. I'm gonna love it.
great game.
And then
Enjoy.
doing that to get hyped for Astrobot.
Super fun. Game of the year.
Yep, got in fantasy. It better.
Perhaps it's like based on the releases, like it's got a chance.
Yeah, it's got a chance. It's
Yeah.
got to have a chance.
Yeah.
Space Marine 2, maybe a 3rd, 4th place. Who knows?
Not,
Nah,
well, yeah,
not a
maybe like
chance.
something like that, but no, he ain't
Like
gonna do
8th.
that. Yeah, nobody's gonna give that a whole lot of try. That's just preview hype. Every game gets
Yeah.
preview hype. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, Donnie, what the hell you been up to?
Still playing NCAA. Took the job at Pittsburgh, so I'm trying to win the ACC.
Okay.
And then,
It's a good job to take.
The game that I've been playing most this week is GTA 3, the definitive edition. I
Mm-hmm.
went back to it. I was in the mood to play GTA, and I just started playing it. It's a lot better than I remember it being on launch. They
That's
must
good.
have
They
done
fix it?
I wouldn't say they fix it. Like there's still some issues with it, but like having been there on day one, it's just come a long way since then.
Okay.
And I'm playing the PC version. I've played the Switch version. The Switch version I think's unplayable. Like it's unplayable if
Okay.
you want to drive a car. If you don't drive a car, you can play it. If you want to drive a car, it becomes unplayable pretty quickly.
No, I can't.
And I have beefy hardware. Way more hardware than I ever think you should ever need to play GTA 3. But the game is running basically 60 for me all the time. There's small dips here and there, but it's basically 60. The only technical issue that I still have is that when it's loading or streaming in assets, you still have like some PC stutter, which is not. I mean, that's like almost every PC game now. So like, I don't know how much to really like lob at it at its feet for that. But like, I'm not encountering any glitches, any like messed up things, and the game looks pretty damn great at times, especially like at night if you have like the city glow effect and stuff, all that stuff turned on. Like, I'm like, man, this is actually quite good. Like they've done a lot of work to it. And I just felt like shouting it out. I also threw a shout out over on the Reddit for the game as well, and I had several people there like, yeah, like I guess however many times it's been updated, like it's slowly starting to come around. Like they started to put it back together, which is quite nice. I'm sure it still has issues here and there, but it's definitely playable, and I've been enjoying it. I'm almost done with it. I've been playing it. I think it's just I've had a busy week. I'm tired as hell today, and that's like a comfort food game for me. You know, when I've had weeks like that, I can just like veg out, turn my brain off, and listen to Chatterbox. I have been exploring the other music channels that like I never listened to before. Like I always listen to like the 3 music channels. So I've been like listening to new music channels while I drive around. I've been putting my TV to work, my PC to TV, which is really it's quite nice. I can go over here and flip it and walk over to the television at the chair. Having played it longer, I can account for a few things. If I'm playing, if I max out everything at like 4K and I play over there, I get like some stream lag, like some artifacting, like a little tearing here and there. It'll run, but like you'll see it, especially if you move the picture like right to left real quick. But if you drop the resolution like at all, I dropped it like 1800, 1600, 1440, like anything like that, it goes away. So I think I set that my TV up over there as like essentially like a second monitor to the PC.
Yeah.
And I just set that monitor to 1600 and was like, I'll just call it a day. I'll just play there. And then my controller, my Elite controller, works fine over there, but there is like it's like a directional, like the I've noticed like some lag or like some missed input. If like the controller doesn't have like almost like a line of sight, or if I like don't point it at the computer, so like if I'm pointing it at the TV, it's pointing this way, whereas my PC is the opposite direction, and I'm noticing like some loss of signal capture.
Isn't it Bluetooth?
Yeah.
That shouldn't need any kind of line of sight. That's just radius.
I know.
That's
I'm
weird.
playing and like I'll miss something, and like I was testing it. I would literally just turn the controller to where it would face the computer, and it goes instantly away. And I turn the controller the other way, and it starts having issues again.
That's nuts.
So, luckily for me, I have a wired controller. It's like 30 feet of slack, so I just plugged it in. I was like, here, just plug it in, sit in the chair, no problem.
Problem solved.
But I have a wireless adapter, and I wonder if I put my wireless adapter in there or something. I wonder if I could do something to get around that. But I don't know if I wonder enough to actually try and do something about it. Like the wired controller works. It's like,
we're solving for a problem that doesn't need to be solved. We've already found the solution.
I don't think I care enough for that much. But I played a bunch sitting in the chair the other day, just vegging out, zoned out. I'm tired, man. I've had a good week, actually. I don't have a whole lot to... The week's been fine. Work's been good. I got extra time off yesterday. Like the new boss, right? That's a chronicled story here in PSVG history. The new boss came in, sat down with everybody, thanked us for all of our hard work for ransomware. We got a bonus, got a gift card, which is super cool. But then he goes, like you're all like we rotate being on call. Like right now, I'm the on-call officer for the agency, so if anything happens, it's me. Like I'm on deck. He was like, I don't like that you guys do this. He's like, it takes time away from your weekends, from your family, like your plans. He goes, so now that because you guys do this, I'm going to give you guys X amount of time off a year. So you just like bank some extra time off that you can use anytime you want to like just make up for the fact that we're on call weekends and whatnot. which is Jeff, you're having an earthquake right now?
Yep, we had a.
Why didn't you say something?
Because it's not big enough for me to care. It's a 3.8.
Wow.
It's an aftershock from yesterday, which was a 6.0. Slow roller.
Boy, oh boy. Ain't no fucking way.
See, you say
ground
that.
movie, like it's no big deal.
You say that.
Fuck that.
But y'all have a hurricane season every year. I got to worry about one.
Just bearing down on the city. They'd be like, we're fine.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this earthquake. You see, I ain't
the ground is
moved.
not fucking shaking.
Yeah,
no, but didn't you have it like last year where like there were like 6 feet of water all through the city?
It's water.
Like
motherfuckers take baths every day. We good.
I'd much rather take the earthquake than water coming into my home or my car.
Every year. I get one earthquake that's worth mentioning like every couple of years. Y'all have hurricane seasons every single year.
But we don't normally have hurricanes. We just get a lot of rain usually.
How much damage and destruction does that cause?
Miami, we don't have. Miami's already fucked up. Who gives a shit? They're gonna make it more fucked up. Good luck with that.
Wow. So so it was pretty cool. The boss was just like, "Yeah, here's some extra time," which puts me in a predicament because I've never been one to like take a bunch of time. But that was before when I was with the agency and before the county. Now that we're in the county, we cap time. You can only have so much, and then it just goes away. You just lose it, yeah.
Dang.
And I'll be damned if I lose an hour to the man. I was like,
goddamn right.
No, I'm about to start putting in for some time. Like, I'm not letting it, because I'm almost at the cap already. I'm like 60 hours away from the cap.
Wow.
So I think
that's crazy.
I'm going to start putting in for some time off. I think I may just have like 4-day work weeks for like the rest of the year.
That sucks that you can't just keep building it up.
Yeah, there's a cap. Once you hit a cap, it goes. No, once you hit a cap, they roll it into your sick, which you don't get paid out for if you leave or get fired.
Wow, that's wild.
I'll be damned if I give an hour back. Not 1 hour. Not one. So the boss was like, "Yeah, here's this new bank." I was like, "Shit, now I have to take more time off." So it's a pretty decent little dilemma trying to figure it out.
Time off is always nice, so take it, enjoy it.
Yeah, I plan on it. I got a couple of days off next week, and then I got a week off September, and I'll start planning a few more weeks here soon. I don't think I'm going to take full weeks because the schedule and everything. You just get behind. But I think I'm going to start taking extended weekends. I'm going to start having some 3 and 4 day weekends every other week or so for just a while.
Very nice.
Like,
very nice.
Remainder of the year, just like
extend Labor Day.
I want a 4-day weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Ready to do the news?
Let's hop into it.
Let's do it. We've got a bunch this week actually, which is nice after the last few weeks we've had none. I tried to wrap this up from last week. There was a bunch more Bungie stuff after the show went live. And Dad, feel free to correct me if anything, because I didn't dive too deep into it. But longtime Bungie veterans Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy exited Bungie. They left on their own accord. They weren't laid off. They were just the layoffs were happening. They were like, we're gonna go.
It's interesting because both their Twitters both still say they work there. There's been no confirmation that they've gone anywhere other than just the journalist stuff.
Reported on. I imagine if it was fake, it would have been corrected.
Mark Noseworthy is still tweeting about stuff and hasn't changed his header.
That is interesting.
I'm like,
according to Bloomberg, Jeff Grubb, Forbes, and IGN, I don't know if Destiny affirmed this or not, or Bungie. I don't know if Bungie.
They haven't.
Said,
They haven't confirmed any of this stuff yet.
According to all of these people, going forward, Destiny 2 will have 2 content drops a year. So they're getting away from their paid expansions, like their big expansions. And the idea is that Bungie will continue with smaller scale content drops annually. And they said, and all 3 of these different sources all cited modeled after the Into the Light expansion.
Yeah, that was what happened right before the final shape. It wasn't huge, but there was a lot of content. There was a lot of stuff to do.
Which I mean, took as good news. It's not like dying. They're not just stopping. It's not just like, well, that was a good run. We're done. Like there will still be Destiny 2 content. And then there are also, quote, other vague plans that include a storyline that will feature characters and worlds that Destiny has not yet explored. So it looks like there's some interest there to do something. There was a third-person Destiny spinoff that was in the works, but it's been canceled, and that team has been moved to Marathon. This was called Payback, and players would use Destiny characters to explore a large world, work together to battle monsters, solve puzzles together, and all that jazz. Was that like a known thing? Were you tracking that at all? Or did that just come out because of all this?
It came out because of this. I mean, there was always people saying that they were working on Destiny 3 or something, but this expansion was never got named officially. So this is just all kind of news that kind of came with all of this.
Sure.
And I guess that's
what my mic up. Is that better?
You've always sounded fine to me. So
oh, okay.
Yeah. But I guess that's what apparently Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy they were working on, and since that got canceled, that's the hole that they've exited now. That's where that line comes from. So,
what do you think of the idea of them doing a third-person game as like a spin-off?
Get that shit out of here! No, thank you.
I was wondering, like, I figured that would be maybe your take.
Yeah, no.
And I didn't write this down, but there's also included, I think, in the Bloomberg report, there was included that they had like several attempts at things that were canceled, like some mobile spinoffs or ports and things like that. So it wasn't just that like, oh, we tried to make Marathon Payback and Destiny 2 at the same time. It was like, no, we actually tried to do a lot of projects, and you're only hearing about a few of the ones that canceled, but we actually canceled a bunch of them, which is interesting.
Yeah, if any of that's true, it's the failure of leadership to actually have any clear direction. Like you're just kind of spinning your wheels in all these places and nothing's getting done, is what it seems like. And that's kind of the takeaway that I got from reading through some of the people who've been laid off, or some of the people who are still working there. Like there's still a good core of people that are there, but the problem was they were just split into all these different places where nobody was working
on the thing.
We're making Destiny good. No, let's try to expand into all these other places to try to generate more revenue, and nothing worked. So now all of that is just kind of wasted.
Yeah, it is interesting. A Destiny mobile something sounds like that would work. Why not? Give people a reason to still stay connected when they're not, at their console or their computer. That seems like a good idea.
You would think so.
Earn stuff. Let them earn whatever you guys earn. Purple guns or whatever the thing is.
Yeah, I completely it just doesn't work. I feel like other games have tried to have that little extra mobile thing, and it just never really pans out or works the way anybody expects it to. And it's like, but I want to play in the game and do that. So the mobile things never really take off.
That's right.
I guess Call of Duty was the one that really had that.
Yeah, but it's its own game. It's not connected.
Yeah, it's like a game though. Yeah, we don't know what Destiny. I mean, I feel like Destiny could work on mobile. Like you could make like a pared down version of Destiny and play it.
That could have been that Payback thing.
Yeah, because that's what it sounded like, right? Payback sounded like a Genshin Impact or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I talked last week about how the folks that were laid off were given severance packages. It's been reported on what that is now. So I wanted to close that loop. Apparently, those that were laid off were given 3 months severance, including benefits. However, any of the folks that had stock options from the acquisition lost that because they didn't invest, because they hadn't stayed with the company for a certain amount of time. And that's got to be a fucking killer. Do you imagine you've sunk all of this time, years into this company, and they got acquired, and you're thinking, okay, but I get a stock option, that's my payoff in the long run, and then you get nothing, which it doesn't come as a surprise. We heard about this when Bungie was acquired. This was kind of brought up, like, hey, people get stock options, but you got to be there for so long, and there was a lot of speculation then, like, they're never going to see this money. So
yeah,
hopefully not too many people were, I think, counting. I don't know. What I'm saying, it's just, I mean, it sucks. But at this, and I don't even really know how to land on it. It sucks, but I think a lot of people would have killed to have a ride like Destiny. They've been on this thing for a long time. That's far more than most developers get in this business. and I'm not trying to explain the layoffs. I just think if you work in this industry, it comes with the territory. At some point the ride is going to end. It literally ends like literally everywhere. Like there is no place this does not exist in video games. So
that's the thing that I've just have not been able to understand, like the outrage over everything, when a lot of times it's contracts. Like if you're not making a game, like we got to pare down before we can figure out what the next move is. Like that's kind of the way the industry's always been. Like you have a contract, you're working on this game, and when that game is over, unless you get picked up for the next game, like then your contract is off, so you've been laid off or you get moved from the project. But if there's no other project to move you to, then that's the end of it.
I feel like the reputation that Bungie has in the industry, that if any of these people that were laid off want work, there's probably a good chance that they get an opportunity at work. Their resumes probably go near to the top of most people's stacks.
Yeah.
So hoping for the best. We'll see how it turns out. And hopefully Destiny 2 will stick around for a little bit longer. When I saw the news last week, I was like, I think when Marathon comes in, that's it. But it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they're going to try to carry both. Can they? Like they couldn't do what they're wanting. Can they carry Destiny and Marathon?
Depends on how much Marathon needs, because it's not like, from what I can tell, Marathon, I don't know a whole lot about it. It just seems like it's an extraction shooter. Like how much story do you need? How much work do you need to put into that? Like I honestly have no idea. Like is the brunt of it getting it out the door, and then you just have a team to carry it?
How important is Marathon?
I have no idea.
Does it have to hit?
Because it depends on Destiny's numbers, how they evolve through the next few years.
Yeah.
Like if it's a miss, I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm just, if it is, does Sony go, that's it? Or are they Bungie's still on good ground? Like Bungie will still be around.
I think Destiny will still be around.
Yeah, I don't think Destiny's going anywhere. I think Bungie will still be around because, like, one of the things that I did see was that Naughty Dog found them extremely helpful, like with the information that they gave them for whatever that multiplayer thing they canceled was. So I think there's still something about Bungie that can help with all the live service games, because again, this game's been going for 10 years. So
I
there's
think that's why
something
they're
there.
Incorporating some of that talent into SIE. But I'm wondering, having done that, having done the layoffs, now you launch Marathon. If Marathon doesn't, and I hope it does, right? Just like I hope Concord does, and I'm rooting for all those games. But if it doesn't, I wonder, what does that do? Hopefully not.
No idea.
Bungie has a storied legacy, even if all those people still aren't there.
I was going to say, that legacy's gone. Those people ain't there. So
I know.
Yeah, and that cachet
still
still goes.
The Bungie logo on the box still means something to a lot of gamers.
Yeah, like
I'd hate
BioWare.
to see somebody turn on that.
It's still around.
So funny. It's
BioWare's
so funny to
still
me
here.
that these legacies stick around when the people who did that ain't even there no more.
Talk more about this later on the show.
So weird.
Okay. All the financials are coming in right now. So we had PlayStations. We just did Nintendo's on track. PlayStation sold 61 million PlayStation 5 consoles and 2.4 million selling in the past quarter. Hardware sales have fallen 32% year over year, and but they're still very profitable. A 12% increase in gaming revenue year on year, resulting in a 33% increase in profit. That is factored into an 18% increase in software sales and a 25% increase in services revenue. So that's great. Or at least I think it's great. It's great that this is actually very much the numbers that we kind of just read about Xbox. Like Xbox is almost in the same case. Like hardware's down and falling, but games are selling, services are selling, so they're still profitable. Like they're still turning a key profit.
Yeah.
Like it's a good business to be in the game making business right now. It's not necessarily a great, it's still healthy, but it's not an amazing business right now to be the console making business. Today,
how,
at the moment,
how old are the consoles? How they've been out for a while. Like people who want them probably already have them. There hasn't been a price cut, so you're not going to get those people who are on the fringes to buy.
It's been a price increase. They raised
exactly.
Yeah, they raised the prices.
You shouldn't be expecting to sell more consoles when you've got all of your people who are really going to adopt it already adopting it. You haven't had a price drop to get the others. So
60 million's a lot. I know it's not the 150 or whatever the PS2 and all. 60 million's a lot of consoles. Xbox would kill to sell 60 million Xboxes. You know, so
Yep.
it was good numbers from Sony. This report comes in through the Financial Times, citing that Warner Bros. Discovery is looking to flip some assets. They were looking to spin off and break up. This merger that they did is not going well, and their stock prices plummeted, and they're looking to cost correct to right the ship. But in the idea of spinning off, like Discovery assets or Warner assets or CNN or something, they feel like they may raise taxation issues, they may raise legal issues, financial issues, because a lot of people owed a lot of money. So what they're trying to do is now, how do we cut costs and raise some capital? And apparently, they are considering doing something with their gaming business. This shouldn't come as a surprise, because ever since this merger happened, we've been talking about Warner Bros. Doing something with their game business. Now, in the report, it specifically says they're looking to sell a stake in their gaming business. That doesn't sound like, I don't read that to say the divesting of their gaming business, spinning off studios, closing. It doesn't sound like they're interested in doing any of that. Properties, there was no IP named. It's just like, we have a gaming business, we like to sell stake in. So I'm wondering, like, is there a publisher that comes in and like, we'll give you $100 million and we'll share the profits going forward or something like was that what they're looking at? I don't know. I tried to find some details on this. I actually tried to dig into this, and I really can't. It's really this one report, and it's kind of a throwaway sentence. I don't really know what it means. It might just be putting it out there to see if anybody's interested. I don't know.
I feel like they've been doing that for a while. Hey, somebody buy these studios. Hey, somebody invest.
It's a really bad time to be trying to sell a studio right now. Like, now you are dealing from a position of extreme weakness right now today. You know, like the time to have sold, you know, NetherRealm or Rocksteady or something was 3 years ago, not now. So I don't think they're going to sell off. I'm somewhat concerned that maybe they're thinking of closing somebody. But again, none of that was mentioned. They were just mentioned that they want to sell a stake in their gaming business, which to me makes things publisher. But even then, like, how much would a publisher look at what they just did?
Yeah.
like why would you be wanting to, like, yeah, we want a piece of that. Why do I want a piece of this action?
They're trying to get that 10-cent money. 10 cent, come buy a steak.
That's exactly kind of what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Saudi Arabian.
You know what? In the same breath, I'd like to say Hogwarts did fucking gangbusters. So, you know, like, I make fun of the damn Batman game that didn't do anything, the Suicide Squad, but Hogwarts was a juggernaut. So they still have cards to play.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It does sound like they're like, hey, 10 cent, hey, public investment fund,
come on in.
Hey, Embracer, like, hey, somebody, hey, Epic, hey, Epic, you want a stake in some games? You want some exclusive games for your launcher? Like, we could use some capital right now, you know? Like, that's kind of what it sounds like. But we'll see.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they're shocked that Warner Brothers Discovery didn't make an impact that they did. You know, everybody really wants that True TV connection.
Got Max. We got Max.
The fuck
so good. Yeah, all I need is Max. I don't need any of this other stuff. Get out of here.
Yeah, but they already had Max. They didn't need to buy this other bullshit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Counting cars. The fuck were they thinking? Lick towing.
The day after the podcast went live last week, Xbox and Obsidian delayed Avowed till February 18th, 2025.
Anyways.
Well, oh no. Anyways. I mean, I thought Avowed was getting delayed the whole time. I've been saying, I thought this during E3. I was like, I think it's going to get delayed.
I thought it was a little funny.
Same thing.
Xbox said it was like, we're helping out your backlog. It's so crowded. We're just going to push it. That was their PR stunt.
Gotta love that spin.
I'm like, come on.
It's not because I think it looks bad or anything. I just have always, I mean, I think almost every time they've ever shown it, I think my conversation with Sean is my impression. It may be unfairly so, because I haven't been all that impressed by what they have shown. My impression is that Avowed needs more time. Like, I kind of get what they're doing, but it just doesn't look ready. It doesn't look ready to go. You know, I've always thought it kind of looked disjointed in the stuff that they've shown. So I'm
Yeah.
not surprised at all. I also always thought, Sean and I did talk about this, so give him credit. I think we both thought that maybe the reason Indiana Jones never got dated and is still yet to be dated was in a situation like this where maybe you need to push one of these games and maybe you can move Indiana up, or like you can fill in a gap, or like that's your reassurance is we still have another game. Now I'll eat those words if Indiana also gets delayed.
I
But
forgot
like
that was coming out this year.
Indiana Jones is just slated
Everybody
for winter.
did.
Like it's just like holiday. It just nobody knows when that game is coming out. And Avowed is definitely doing like this RPG Skyrim thing, and we've got what's the EA game? Forgive me.
Red Wolf or something.
Right.
Dread
Yeah, Dragon
Wolf.
Age. We've got Dragon Age. Like there's some games out there, that they may be trying to have some space from.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could also be a factor here because it looks like they didn't say, but didn't they like hint the Dragon Age was going to be like November maybe? And maybe if Xbox was like, we're going to put Avowed out in November, maybe they were like, maybe not put it against Dragon Age. No offense,
Yeah.
and that's not. And Avowed might be a better game. Nobody knows, but one of them is a name brand that has like a 20-year history, and the other one isn't. So like a lot of people are just going to pick Dragon Age, like by default. So it's probably a smart idea from if that played into it at all. It's probably a wise decision by Xbox. I just love that they never delay like fucking Flight Sim or any of these other games that they always put on their graphics that everybody like nobody plays. I know some people do, but nobody does.
Hey. Flight Sim 2024. Let it cook, all right?
Game of the year, right?
God.
It is going to be.
People love that game.
It's the damn Vin Diesel game that they're making, and the
Vin Diesel game.
What's the Histories Untold or whatever their RTS game that they're coming out. Like all those games, dates are set and locked. They're coming. But the games that they've been telling us about for 5 years, they keep getting delayed. So, anyway, shout out to Avowed when you'll be playing on Game Pass in February of 2025.
Bye,
Today, Meta announced they're closing Ready at Dawn, the famed studio behind games God of War Chains of Olympus, God of War Ghosts of Sparta, the God of War Origins collection, the PSP's Daxter, The Order 1886.
One of my favorite games.
Most people do not know the Wii port of Okami.
Oh.
They all did that. The studio transitioned to VR titles in 2017 with Lone Echo and Echo Arena, and they were acquired by Meta in 2020. I think they released Lone Echo 2, for Oculus, and then they haven't done anything since. And then today they got closed. So this is what I was talking about earlier when we were talking about the legacy of the studio. Ready at Dawn, I believe, were founded by Naughty Dog folks, and they kind of have that reputation, or they had it. Part of me was like, well, they've done a lot of great things, so the talent of that studio probably can find a home. But here's the thing. I imagine a lot of that talent at that studio already left. They probably found a home sometime before they became a VR-only studio. You don't go from making God of War and The Order to making VR games and just like stick around. At least I don't think a whole lot do, right?
No.
So
and these were the God of War games on the PSP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
this
were
is a
great
PSP
games,
studio.
actually.
Yeah, they were great games. I love Chains of Olympus.
They
It's
were.
a great
I
game.
never played them.
Really
only-
good.
I love The Order. Have
Order
since
1886
release
is a
day.
really
I've
good
always
game.
been there. Let this network stand as my example. I've been there from the get-go. You're like, yo, I don't know why you're all bitching. This game is the shit.
It's really
That game
good.
was awesome. I loved it. And Shinobi, one of the Twitter personas, he said that before they were acquired by Meta, that they had the framework for an Order sequel.
That'd be great.
People were like, man, Meta, you should have. Like, Meta was never going to make that game. That was
Nope.
never on the table. That shit went out the door the moment they were acquired. And to be quite honest, probably before. When they started making VR games, the Order wasn't on the table anymore.
Yeah.
The Order wasn't on the table anymore after The Order came out. Let's just be
That's
real.
sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It was a great, beautiful looking game. I think everybody's
Gorgeous.
knock on it was just short.
Good story. Yeah, that's the only knock on it was just the length.
Yeah.
That's it. And we see that that's the thing people care about.
because
People
they
care a
got
great deal about how long the video game is. We've seen how many games wear that same scarlet letter. Hellblade. People get pissed off if a game isn't so long. I don't care as long as it's good. Okay, your game isn't super long, then make it super pretty and super fun. Like they make it that much better.
And, I mean, it also didn't review well. Like, that's the other problem. So
that was the people's knocks on it because they were like, it's too short. They're like,
that's
4-hour game.
But too short shouldn't take it to a 6.5. That should make it like an 8.
Back
if it's
then
good.
It did, though.
Back then it definitely took it to. It did.
Yeah. That game it was like a snowball of hate that game got. That game became the poster child for everything that's wrong with gaming.
Yes.
There's only one place that rated it high. It was a company called Play, which was one of my favorite video game magazines.
There was 2 places that rated it high. The other one was called PSVG when I was on the podcast and came and told people how much I liked Order. Right.
Yes.
So I fought that. I fought those tweets and those angry reactions back in the day because I really liked that game.
It's a really good game. Really beautiful
really
game. Really good launch game.
I love the characters, the crew, the setting, the whole nine. I would have loved a sequel. It literally would have been great. Yeah. The parallels between it and Hellblade are like strong.
They are.
It's on sale right now. $10 on PSN. Maybe I'll grab it.
Have you never played it?
Nope.
Oh, it's really good.
I've had it for so many years.
I would buy it for you.
Never got around to play it.
It's so good for $10.
It's a
That's
fun
an
ride.
Insanely good deal.
Yeah,
that game visually holds up today versus modern games.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
There are games being made and released right now that don't look as good as The Order, man. Like, that game was the shit.
Yeah.
If you're into that, if you're into like, okay, pixelate my face, like, wow me. The Order was hold my beer.
And the vibe.
You want to play something that kind of feels like Uncharted, but not quite Uncharted?
Gothic Victorian era. I love Bloodborne, so I love the setting.
Really good.
Yeah, it was like a Resident Evil shooter kind of. It was very cool.
It also got a 60 frames patch on PS5 too.
Even better.
Really?
Yeah, it's like very steampunk, werewolves and shit. It was fun. It's got like some chase scenes. I like it. I do like that game. I'm not putting on a front. Roll back the tape. My stuff still stands. Go find it. So yeah, that sucks. It sucks that that studio has a decent history and they're just no more. But again, I'm not surprised. They were bought by Meta. You seen any of the Meta financials? Anybody see any of that scrolling the internet, reading gaming stuff?
I did not.
It's nothing new, but they are bleeding VR cash, like hemorrhaging. Like just millions and millions and millions wasted. VR is not profitable. It's good.
No.
It's good, but it's just not profitable. Like the burn rate that they are trying to make a market, I think doesn't seem worth it. It just doesn't seem like it's catching on. And if Meta can't do it for all the money and all the hardware and all the things that they put into it, all the exclusive, if they can't do it, so that's it. It's a wrap.
And Meta actually gave it a fucking shot. They really invested into it.
And I don't think they're done with it. They're going to keep pumping money into it, but I do wonder if at some point they have to like pare down. They can't just do it. Their shareholders are going to lose their mind. Like they're just one day we're all going to work with our headsets on. It's like nobody's doing that. Like this isn't the Matrix. Nobody wants that. Stop spending billions of dollars to make this happen. Nobody's doing it. Nobody wants the baba da da. So, yeah, we'll see. Game Pass games. Creatures of Ava is out now. Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, drops tomorrow. And then Mafia, the Definitive Edition, one of my favorite remasters ever, drops August 13th. I thoroughly enjoyed the shit out of all the Mafia remasters. Had a blast playing. Mafia 3, criminally underrated. But the Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, those remasters, those were some of my favorite times. Like right there towards the end of last gen, playing on Xbox One X, I was like, man, these games are gorgeous. So if you're into that sort of GTA clone thing, Mafia, get that on Game Pass. Good stuff.
Mafia series is really good.
Yeah.
3 I like a lot.
Is that your favorite?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I like it. It's not my favorite. It's definitely for me, it's the third of the 3. but I do like it. It's good.
I like the DLC and everything that came with it. The
It got
stories.
better after the console upgrades came. The Pro and the One X, it got better.
Yes.
Once they started patching it up and stuff, it definitely got better. Star Wars Outlaws season pass detailed. You get an exclusive mission and a character pack and 2 cosmetic bundles. And then in the autumn, you'll get a wild card story pack featuring Lando Calrissian and a Pirate's Fortune story pack in the spring with Hondo. So if you're into Star Wars Outlaws and you're thinking of buying the season pass, especially on launch day, that's what you can look forward to getting for your season pass.
I guess I'm all in now.
Get it on Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah,
just get everything right then and there.
You get all the DLC on Ubisoft Plus.
If you get Ubi Plus, you get the gold version of the game, so you get all the DLC.
You get the gold version of the game if you have Ubi
There you
Plus.
go.
So go ahead and subscribe for $15 or whatever it is for that month, and then come back in the spring and do it again.
Yep. Delvin's like, nope, here's my $130.
And I'm never going to play it.
He's never going to play the DLC.
Never gonna play it.
Long gone.
I will
before that
100% play
releases.
the DLC as Lando Calrissian. That's my guy. I have an autographed picture of Billy D. Williams in my house because of that.
Who?
Billy D. Willems.
No, before that. Something Caressi? What?
Someone caress me.
What'd you say? No, that's
Don't
John.
be-
That's
don't be-
John 32's department. All right.
No, we're not doing that.
Wow.
Let me get a Colt 45.
Colt 45.
We still have a bunch of news. Bunch of headlines.
Why?
Sega reported a 181% increase in profit this quarter.
That's awesome.
The sales of newly released titles were up
Yakuza.
56%, and sales of past titles are up 31%.
Yakuza's the dark horse of Sega. I swear to God.
What is happening?
They
Do have
released
some kind of crazy sale.
Shin Megami Tensei, the definitive edition. That was their new game release.
Oh right, they sell. They
And
go on
then their
Atlas.
past games.
Yeah.
Their past games are kicking off. And I was from Monster Hunter, Sonic, some
They
shit,
just
Persona.
selling
A lot of the
old
Persona games are on
over and
sale.
over again.
I don't know, but like they're fucking 100. Everybody's like, we're barely hanging on. We're late. Sega's like, we're fucking rich.
We're back.
This shit's selling like hotcakes. Helldivers 2, the Escalation of Freedom update is out now. I didn't really see it scrolling around a whole lot, but I did come across an article in Gamatsu which detailed that it has new enemies, a new Helldiver, super Helldiver difficulty. There's new missions, new objectives, bigger outposts, a new swamp biome, new weapons, stratagem balances, and a new flame warbond that I think comes out tomorrow.
We have to go back.
People
Lots
still
of
playing it
Helldivers.
like
So are you
crazy.
going to go back? That's the thing. Is anybody going back? Because I haven't seen, like, when Helldivers dropped, it was everywhere. People are tweeting about it all the time, and I haven't seen anybody tweeting about Helldivers at all.
I don't know. Raven,
So-
Barrett, we can get them together. Snurts.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. Like, no, I didn't see anybody in the Discord. I didn't see anybody even post that this update came out. I was like, is anybody? No. Okay.
I didn't hear nothing.
I've
Yeah.
seen. I have a couple of friends who are still playing it, and
The
it's a
boys?
free. It's a free update too. So
The college football
No.
kill.
no, hell no.
Helldivers?
That's a totally different group. Those people
Different
don't
group.
play anything but
Other
college
boys.
football. They just play Madden. That's that group. These are other people. These are like
Did you guys
people
see
that
the
work.
picture of the guy's dad who passed away playing college football?
Oh yeah,
I
he
saw
posted that.
That was a crazy good story. If anybody's in the Discord, I posted. It's this guy's grandpa just passed away. We got a picture of him in the hospital, in the bed, playing EA college football. He was beating Alabama with South Florida. And he gave a whole testimonial about how much he loved this game and what a great guy he was. His name was Pops. It's like, shout out to fucking Pops, man. Good on you. What a
R.I.P.
good
Pops.
story. Fall Guys invades Fortnite. Players can track down a bean idol somewhere in the map, and you will transform into a Fall Guy and then be teleported to a giant Fall Guys arena in the sky. This is during a Fortnite battle. Like, race to the end, be in the cone, shoot everybody. You can find a Fall Guy thing and transform and be teleported to a Fall Guys obstacle course in the sky that you can then compete on.
I'm good.
I don't. Fortnite wrecks my mind.
It's just
Like
meta.
Fortnite
It's
is so it is the console,
It's
Like,
all
we're gonna get
games.
away from consoles. It's just gonna be Fortnite. So you're gonna buy games on Fortnite. Like, yeah, I want
Might
to
as
play
well.
the new Resident Evil on Fortnite. Here's $70.
Pretty much.
Fortnite's the launcher.
No, thank you, friend.
We're so old.
When people talk about the metaverse, it's Fortnite.
It is Fortnite. Yeah, that's all the money that Meta is like dumping in. They just Fortnite. They should have just bought Fortnite. I don't like it. Like, my son will take this news in stride. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you just like head over to Cozy Grove and hit the thing, and you teleport." I'm like, none of this makes sense. Like, what? But it does to them. He's like, "Yeah, that is it's no big deal."
Like you said, it's the launcher.
Shit makes me feel old. Fortnite is the first thing in my life that makes me feel old. I'm like, oh, I'm out of touch. I don't get it. Like, I understand it, but I don't get it. You know, because in my mind, I watch him and I'm like, why are you doing any of this? But to him, it's like the greatest thing in the world. I'm old. That was
It
me
just
and my
makes me
dad.
think of like what they wanted PlayStation Home to be. That's all I see.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense to me. I'm not interested.
And it feels like they're going to put the console out of business. The thing that like got them all the players. Like, it's like, I don't see how that works. You know, but they're just gonna like come out with a thing and be like, you don't need that anymore. Just come over to us, and like a wide migration is going to happen. You know, like 40% of players is gonna walk out.
All the
Ugh.
kids.
They're the only ones making like new gamers. It's like them and Nintendo. They're the only people like making new gamers. Lollipop Chainsaw will now arrive a couple of weeks early, as its release date has been moved up to September 12th, and the game is $45, Delvin.
It's pretty good.
Delvin's gonna buy 3 just cause.
I'm getting
4.
2. I'm getting 2 for sure.
What about the LRG physical limited edition thing? Doesn't that exist?
I bought it from PlayAsia.
I did too.
I'm not waiting a year and a half for my fucking game. No thanks. Y'all can keep it.
Plays had a
Limited
deal
run
where
is so
3
long.
games for $100.
The game will show up and I'll forgot I even bought the damn thing. Like,
Happened
oh
all the
shit,
time.
did I do that? I don't even remember.
Feels like a
That
free
happened.
game because you budgeted for it a year earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, 18 months. A year is like that's a good timing. I think people are waiting for games I waited for my Scott Pilgrim collection for like almost 2 years. It took for that to arrive to me. It took forever. I
Makes
played the
no
game many
sense.
times over before that damn thing arrived at my doorstep.
Tell Rebecca to complain, North Carolina. Go to the store, demand better
I got a
service.
complaint I'd like to lodge. $45 is interesting. We saw the Shadows of the Dam is $25. I've seen a little bit of this around. It seems like people are beginning to explore the pricing realm. Not that I did expect the Lollipop Chainsaw remaster to be $60. I did expect it to be that much. Shadows of the Dam, I understand being cheaper, but I never expected it to be $25. And these aren't the only 2 games. I wish I'd thought of others, but it's been something we've seen this year. There are a lot more AA-ish price game, like big indies. We're seeing like big indie games, $35, $45. That seems to be a thing.
That's good.
It's I welcome that. It's a nice thing.
Yeah, if you're
I'd
gonna
like to see
explore,
something
if you're gonna bring the games up to $70, explore the price market a little bit lower.
Well, I think a lot of people saw the scrutiny that a lot of new games were getting at $70. You release $70, even first party games released at $70. People were like $70, So it's like, let's just stay away from there, even a little bit.
I think that, like I said, when that first time, like that might be a bridge too far for some people.
Yeah, yep. Even Nintendo, we see several Nintendo releases first party game $50. It's like, wow, it's nice. Sunsoft is releasing a Sunsoft is Back collection on September 10th or September 6th. It's $10, and it has Firework Thrower, Wings of Medulla, and Ripple Island. Delvin, do
The
you
fuck
know
are
these
those?
games?
I don't
They
know.
couldn't
any
bring
of
back
those games.
anything
You don't know
better?
these games?
I have never heard of any of these games.
The whole point of me putting them in here was for you to tell me how great Wing of Medulla was back in the
Nah,
day.
man. If it ain't Batman the video game or like Blaster Master, get out of here. Bring back the real titles, the real Sunsoft titles.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck
Quiet
these are.
Place: The Road Ahead launches October 17th for $30.
It's a good price.
It is a good price. It looks like a pretty good game. I don't know if it's going to be, but it looks like it. A good trailer. Do you want to play a Quiet Place? Be quiet, sneak around.
Good Halloween game.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So is it a third-person horror game? What is it?
Yeah, it's like a sneak around stealth game, but I mean, it's got action moments in it, like too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been all that. I mean, I've watched the trailer. I haven't investigated a whole lot. I watched the trailer. Speaking of trailer, The Last of Us Season 2 got a trailer this week, and everybody got their first look at Abby.
Well, I didn't see that trailer yet. I didn't watch
There was
that.
a trailer?
Yeah, I didn't know
It was
that
a trailer.
It's out.
I saw some announcements. I didn't even know there was a trailer.
It came out while we were recording PSXP, and I was like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, they were like, we don't want to talk about it because we're not spoiling. I was like, I'm not watching it anyway. Spoil away. This is where I get off the ride. So I wish you all the best of HBO watching. Catch it on Max.
Wow.
Will you come back doing
watch
season
season
4 of
two.
The Last of Us?
No, I'm done. That was it. First season and what season? I
For
don't know.
him, for him, there's not even a second game. There's really
There is
only The
none.
Last of Us.
Yep, that's it. It just ended. In my mind, I've retconned it. It ends the way it's supposed to, with Joel lying, and that's it. And we'll just get to talk about it forever.
Yeah. For me, there's no Last of Us Part 1. It just starts at Part 2, like episode
I am
4.
definitely not watching it, John. Like, it's definitely not going to happen.
So you know how they're making like Oblivion and Skyrim? What if 20 years from now on PS4 emulation, someone makes Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2's gameplay engine, right? And then you got it.
Yeah, I would do that.
What?
There.
Oh.
That's not how we played Last of Us 2. When just Last of Us 1.
Yeah. I mean, isn't
it's
that kind
still-
of what the remake is?
I don't
Basically.
Yeah.
know. I haven't played it. Is that what they did?
Sort of.
it's
It doesn't
close.
have all the systems, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
Like, you can't prone around.
Can't
and shit,
prone all
right?
the way down, yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but outside of that, the shooting mechanics, the animations, the models, it's all up to par. They brought it up to snuff. Unless it's on PC, and then it's just a broken mess.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
'Cause they're like,
Should have
fuck
put X's
PC.
on it.
they'll
Not
do that for
powerful
Last of Us
enough.
2. Last of Us 2, they'll show up correct. They'll be
As they
"Here's the
should.
good one." Yeah, right.
It's the correct move.
September 5th, NFL Retro Bowl 25 arrives on Apple Arcade. I've talked about Retro Bowl for years and how much I love this game. This is an NFL licensed launch of Retro Bowl with the NFL Players Association. So the players will be there too. So authentic
That's
rosters,
dope.
authentic logos, everything coming to Apple Arcade.
I was wondering if you saw this. I was like, oh, this will make Donnie happy.
So you're
I
gonna play
hope
this on
they
your
bring
iPad?
it to Switch.
Yeah.
That would be Switch's best football game, like by far.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because I followed New Star for a long time. I love the games that they make. I think they're really good at making these like addictive sports titles, and I think this is really cool that they're getting an opportunity to do something like this. And I hope it takes off. I hope people play it. Yeah, and I hope it's like full of like awesome nostalgic like NFL chip. This is like a brand new Tecmo Bowl game, you know, like in so many ways for a lot of people. So if you're interested, any of that interests you, I can only recommend Retro Bowl enough. The game is great.
When it comes somewhere else other than Apple Arcade.
I'll play it on Apple Arcade, but yeah, I do hope it. I hope it comes somewhere else. That would be great. I've got some rumors. The newest GeForce update, which went live this week, and they've got all kinds of sliders and resolutions and all kinds of stuff. I saw. I didn't go through it all, but in the back end for that, the people that are going through that back end and data mining it, there are already driver profiles set up for Final Fantasy 16. Take that for what you will. So, in the last
I don't know what
speculation,
that
when
means.
16 comes out, it's nobody knows when it's going to come to PC, but apparently Nvidia is already prepping for it. So,
This is your opportunity. I actually got a PS5, Donnie. But
I got a PS5. I just don't have the game. But PS5 sitting right there. If Haley ever buys the game, I might try it.
All right, there
I know I downloaded the demo, and then just kept playing Infamous and Astrobot anyway. Like just never actually turned it on.
Well, there you go.
The demo was there. I could play it at any moment and just have it. You know, I got to stop playing GTA 3 or Zombie Golf or any of the other shits that I'm playing. Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, you know, I've just been moving from one thing to the other, so I don't have time to like dabble in things that like I don't want to play right now. Call of Duty stuff is leaking, like literally everywhere. The achievements have leaked, the menus leaked, maps have leaked, all kinds of stuff. There's hundreds of people playing it. But trailers and marketing are going live too. Like there was just a zombies trailer that just went live, looks great. There are people talking about you could pause zombies or whatever. So there's lots of Call of Duty stuff out there if you're trying to get your Black Ops fill. According to a LinkedIn page and a person's resumes, Sony Santa Monica is working on its first new IP in 20 years. So a lot
Is that
of
news?
speculation. Yeah, sounds like it.
I thought we already knew that because what's the
Maybe
guy
you
who
did.
runs the studio?
Corey Barlog?
Yeah, he said he was working on something that wasn't God of War, that was new.
That wasn't
Like,
God of War.
that was new.
That
That was
isn't.
a new IP. Like
Oh,
I
I
would have.
didn't know that.
I feel like that was news. Like that was a
I don't know.
thing. Like some space IP or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't know. Chalk this up for like eternity, right? Guys, there's new buzz going around the internet about Half-Life 3. And
What?
here, listen to me. This is legit.
Oh,
looked
no,
into
it
this.
isn't. Don't do this
It
to
is.
me. Stop
Listen
it.
to me. Listen to me. Voice actress Natasha Chandels has a website where she lists all of her projects. And on
Okay.
this website, some sleuth uncovered that there is a voiceover project listed as Project White Sands. Obviously being New Mexico, Black Mesa, Project White Sands, right? After getting traction online, when people found this out and started pointing around they immediately scrubbed it. Right. So the voice actress, whoever runs their website, took it down. And then I didn't write the guy's name. Tyler, I want to say Vickers.
Black.
Is that a thing?
Let's go Tyler back.
Yeah. So apparently he used to work, I don't know, Forbes or something, but he's long Valve guy. I posted the video in our rumors chat and in our PC chat. If you want to go see the video, go read the video. I didn't write it all down. He said that he has been data mining. Him and a group of people have been data mining essentially all of like Half-Life Alyx and Source Engine stuff for years, and they've been picking up on references of a new game in the back end of the code.
What?
And they've been tracing it. And there's a lot of legit stuff, like the characters in the new game wear HEV suits, and there's a lot of like real stuff. And he goes, I 100% believe, based on the evidence that we have, based on the voice actor work, he's like, at some point Valve is working on a new non-VR Half-Life game.
It has been 20
goes,
years.
Whether it's really like whether it's being seen all the way through, whether it was put on the shelf or can't, he's like, I can't speak to it. He's like, well, we're working on it, we're tracking it. If you care enough about this, and I know a lot of people do.
I do. I love Half-Life.
I follow the Half-Life Reddit. Go to the Half-Life Reddit. When I tell you this is real, there's pages of evidence. Not like Jeff Grubb, I heard a rumor. There's tons of source stuff like they've got names of all the different monsters. Like it's all there. Like there's tons of stuff. Like there is a real Half-Life 3 stuff floating around the rumor sphere right now. It's a real thing. So if you're into it, go find it out. The truth is out there. Don't be surprised. Fucking Steam Deck game comes out. I was like, yo, here it is. People lose their fucking minds.
If it's real, I will lose my mind.
But it sounds real. At least, at the very least, they're at the very least, recently they've been working on it. At the very least, like that's real.
All right.
They've been working on something. Whether is it Half-Life 3, is it Half-Life spin-off, is it Half-Life? Nobody knows.
Okay.
They're doing something. There's some Half-Life something going on.
You still haven't played Half-Life 2 yet, Johnny?
I haven't. I just beat the first one. Is it mandatory? Is that like you got to do it?
I think
Is that essential reading?
I think the first game is better, but if you really enjoy the universe, you should definitely play Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2. There's one level in particular in
Which
Half-Life.
one's the one where you become the bad guy and then replay it?
So that's Opposing Force. That's like an
That's what I wanted to
expansion-ish
play next.
to
That was
Half-Life 1.
That was the one that I wanted to play. I was like, I want to try that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But once I finished Half-Life, which I loved, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't like, now I want to go play every other Half-Life game. I was like, I need a moment, you know. But I definitely want to get back into it. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I played it after all these years. It was nice. But I just thought that was cool, and maybe those of us that listen and are into like some of the rumor stuff, maybe they'll like it too. But that voice actress, I don't think she doesn't run her own website. So this seems like it was somebody's mistake. Somebody talked to her agent, and got this and put it up. Like probably didn't even know anything about it, and then some damn folks found it, and they were like, "What?" So yeah, I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. For the first time in my life, I kind of understand what the fuck all the buzz is about.
Right?
So, anyway, that's the news. We said a lot this week.
Yeah. Finally, we got actual news.
Yeah, and like you couldn't have given it to us, across multiple weeks. Just have no news for a month and then put all the news in one show. And then next week we won't have shit to talk about.
There'd be nothing to talk about, exactly.
That's correct.
Madness. Madness. So Rude Days, there's no scoring update yet. It still stands at Donnie 34, me and Delvin with 28. The over or unders for this week are as follows. Over or under 79.5 for Warhammer 4000 Space Marine 2. The first game from the 360 era received a 76. Donnie, you were in the lead. You go first.
I wish it was 76. It's like I feel like the 79 just takes a little bit away. But I'll take the over just out of pure optimism. I've been talking about this since I played the first one and since I played Bolt Gun and shit. I've been trying to dabble in the Warhammer universe, and I've been excited about Space Marine for some time. I've had it pre-ordered all year long. I can't wait to play it. And previews went live today. I shared a bunch of them in the Discord. People are really excited. It looks great. A lot of people really liked it. So I'm going to ride the hype. I'm going to choose to believe. And I think we got ourselves a good solid 85 here.
Ooh, 85. Nice. I, too, am going to take the over just because I think it's going to be a good game.
I'm going to take the under.
You. All right. TPR.
I think it'll be better than a 79.5, but worse than an 85, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. When does it come out?
September.
September.
Oh, yeah. Nice. We got a minute. I was thinking that we may have some updates to scoring soon, but no, it's still a ways off.
That's Astrobot season.
Yeah, I know. I got to play both. Like I got to chuck both of them.
Next up, we have the over or under 73 for Harry Potter Quidditch Championship. There's nothing.
What the fuck is that?
I don't even know, but apparently it's
under.
Quidditch?
Yeah, apparently there's a Harry Potter Quidditch game coming out.
Lacrosse or something? Is it a sports game?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the stupid game they play with the broomsticks, isn't it?
Oh, this looks bad. I'm looking at the Steam page right now. This is 60s material.
I'll take the under. Just because I like to root against it. I don't know. I don't know any better.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing. So I'm also
Hambone
going to take
says
the
it
under.
looks terrible. All right, so I feel better. Taking the under. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it
right now.
I said the under as soon as we started. As soon as he said Quidditch.
What is that like European baseball game that like the Brits play with the paddle and shit?
Cricket.
That's all I heard when you said Quidditch.
Quidditch, you heard cricket?
Or something?
Yeah, same thing.
No, I forget you've never seen a Harry Potter movie. So.
None. I've never
Wait, you
read a book.
haven't?
I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you.
They flound brooms and try to get a ball through one of 3 hoops that are
basketball.
That are like elevated,
Not
so it's
quite.
all flying. You're all flying on brooms.
And it's 3 hoops. You can throw through one of 3 rings. There's also people
Magical
with
basketball.
paddles. Yeah. And the way you win it, you have to catch the snitch. Like, it's not even about scoring the points.
What?
You're trying to catch this little flying thing.
Under.
And that's how you win the game.
Taking under because I don't even like that anymore. Catch the snitch. I
Yeah,
thought we were
catch
playing
snitch.
basketball.
No,
Oh,
we're
no.
not.
What's the
It's
point of
not.
the hoop?
It's not basketball at all, because it's also ties
You know what?
into the scoring
Nope, I
for
regret even asking. Never
the
mind.
year. It's
Doesn't matter.
way more involved than you
gotta-
can even
gotta
imagine.
catch the snitch.
I
Gotta
should have
catch
asked.
Takashi 6'9".
It's always Paul
Running
Pierce.
around fast.
He's the
Very
snitch. I
fast
found
guy.
him. Paul Pierce. We found him.
Paul Pierce loves talking about himself so much, man.
He's the worst.
That's the
God, he
worst.
sucks. Master Splinter looking
Speaking
ass.
of who's great though,
He do.
I love listening to D Wade call basketball in the Olympics.
Mm.
I need him in the NBA calling games. This shit is so fun. He has these little quips and shit as players walk by. He's just like, "Yo, what happened? You missed the layup." I've signed me up for this all day. This is hilarious. And he does have actual good takes too. He's very much like that color commentator, right? You got dude calling the game. He's like, "LeBron's bringing up the court," and he's like, and I like you'll see him like you'll see like the defense switch, and D Wade, he's just sitting there. He's like, "Oh, you got to go to work. You can't let him do that." I'm just like, "Oh shit, he's got the whole thing. It's good." He's calling alley oops before they come through and everything. I was like, this is great. I'm loving him on the mic. I need more D Wade on the mic.
I've not heard him, so I can't.
I agree.
Say anything
He's
about
good.
Watch the Olympics,
He's really
man.
good.
Gotta
Mike
watch
Breen's getting
tomorrow.
older.
I
USA
don't,
Serbia.
actually.
Joker. We gotta watch. You gotta root for the team.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Nah. So our
Canada
final
did
over
lose.
under.
That was pretty tough.
Yeah.
Why?
Delvin, you'd be
Why was
happy.
it
Or
tough?
Dev, you'd be happy. They benched Gobert
Good.
for like people
What?
that weren't even in the league. They were like, no, just stay, just stay.
Sam.
Good. He shouldn't even be there. He's not worthy. He's trash.
Wow.
I can't stand him. God, I can't stand him. Ugh. All right, our final over under 76.5 for Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. The original Lollipop Chainsaw received a 70.
Under.
Delvin, what say you?
Damn, this is hard. I feel like, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go 78.
Suda
Going
6,
under.
baby. We didn't even want it to be that good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
And I got-
we remembered better than the original, but like not.
No.
76.
See, that's the thing. It won't be remembered better than the
I don't
original. It
think
doesn't
so.
have
I'll
the
just dunk on
license,
it.
it doesn't have the music, none of the costumes. That's going to be the thing that's going to hold it back. Is that it's going to be what it isn't. I mean, I think a lot of people would be like, it's fine, but it's not as good as the first one. Like they should have just ported the original. I can see a lot of stuff like that. I also think it's antiquated. It was antiquated when it came out. It was like old game design then. I just don't know how many people. I don't know how many people are really into a lot of the Pop Chainsaw in 2024.
We'll see. When does it come out?
Oh, it got moved up. I don't remember. Didn't we just read that off?
I think it comes out in September.
Yeah, September 12th.
God. We are not going to have any scoring updates for so long.
Correct.
Well, there gotta be
And
something.
then we're going to
we've
have
already
just like a
answered.
slew of them.
Yeah.
Did you guys
My
already
league's
guess
gonna
on
go from
Outlaws?
34 to
Did you already know?
54 in like 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure we gave a guess on Outlaws. So,
Yeah, Outlaws. Which I don't even know when I'm going to play that game. I might sit back. I might sit back and catch that like in Thanksgiving or Christmas break or something. Like I have no time. I'm gonna get into Outlaws for 2 days before Space Marine and every fucking thing else
God.
comes. I'm like, no, I'll just.
And Zelda's in
just wait.
September.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, I don't think I have time for Outlaws right now. Like I may just wait, especially because I was going to subscribe to it anyway. So I may just wait until I've got time to play it.
yeah. Outlaws is like one of the few games I'm like mildly interested in. And between that and AC Shadows, those are the only games I have left this year to even
And I
play.
Right.
So
And I really dig what they're doing, but out of all the games that are coming out, it's it's not at the top of the list. I will play Astro, I will play Lollipop, I will play Space Marine, I will play Zelda, all of that before Outlaws.
well, that does it for our over-unders. We'll have a very interesting September with all the games coming out and see if me or Delvin can catch Donnie.
No.
I got to tell you, I don't see it happening. All right, time to get into our questions. Kyle the Pug
Fuck you, Catapug.
says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Roman Reigns' return to SummerSlam?
Delvin, you called it. You had the whole show pegged. Good job. I would say it was very predictable. That's what most of the internet was saying was going to happen. And I always just kind of feel like Triple H is the swerve guy. He does the unpredictable. And with this show, he really didn't. He did exactly what everybody said he was going to do.
To the script completely.
Yeah, he really did. He stuck to the whole script. Roman, Gunther, the whole thing was like, no, it's exactly the way it's going to be. And that itself was a swerve. I was surprised that he did exactly what everybody was thinking.
I'm going to say I'm going to rate it a 7. I thought it was good.
Why?
Thought it was good. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was good to see Roman again. But he kind of just came out, speared Solo, gave Cody a nod, and left. I'm going to be more interested in what happens this Friday than anything else. As long as Roman's there, I want to see him face off against the new bloodline. Let's get to the shits. Let's see him looking at Jacob Fatu win.
When Sami Zayn reunites with the Usos and Roman Reigns, people are going to lose
It's
their
going to be nuts.
fucking minds.
Because I already see the play.
The whole story in itself, right? Sammy's going to
Yes.
do the whole, can I trust them? They're going to have Kevin. Like, you can't do it. It's going to be a whole thing.
I already see the play. Roman Reigns is going to be goddamn getting the Avengers together. That's literally what's going to happen. He's going to go, let me get Cody. Cody's going to help me. I'm going to get Sammy. I'm going to get the Usos.
You think Cody's going to? I don't think Cody's involved in
I
this.
think Cody's going to end up helping him.
Wow. Cody, I'm thinking Cody's business is elsewhere. He's not doing this.
I think that's what's going to end up having him falling out with Randy Orton and starting their feud.
That's good.
Because Randy Orton's like, you're helping this guy for all that bullshit you're going to put us through? Like, nah. Fuck
So
that.
I was thinking Roman comes back, fights a bad bloodline. The numbers game isn't in his favor, right? He gets the Rock involved. Rock turn, heel turn. Roman and the Usos are completely outnumbered. They're getting their asses kicked. Cue the greatest babyface pop of all time, maybe. Sami Zayn coming to the rescue. You know,
That'd be cool.
that's what I had in mind. But it's going to be
Because they
pretty
still
cool.
have
I'd probably agree
one
with you on
more.
7. I'll give it an 8 just because the pop was so strong.
It was strong. It was.
They went so hard from like the greatest heel of his era in the recent decade. Roman went so hard. People booed this man like just the turn of Roman Reigns of the last 10 years to come out to a pop that strong. I give it an extra point just for that.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Yeah, he did a great job. He did a fantastic job.
They were chanting for him the whole show. We want Roman. Through various like everybody there, like it's crazy. They all wanted Cody. They're all in Cody's hand, and they still are. But they all have learned to they've all adopted Roman
They've
Reigns.
accepted Roman. They're like, no,
Finally.
he's our guy. Yeah.
After how many times Vince McMahon trying to get him through? You know?
Trying to force people down his throat. Pause. Like, hey.
Yeah. And they loved him as a heel, but they wanted to root. They want to root for Roman Reigns.
This Roman Reigns is the best version of Roman Reigns, in my opinion.
We'll see.
His
His heel run was pretty great.
Well,
see.
I feel like this is still an extension of that heel version. Don't change who he was.
No, until he's on the microphone. We won't know until he's on the mic.
I don't want him coming out
tags with Cody and shit. Then
I don't want him to start doing shit like I did some bad things and I'm coming to apologize. No, fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, don't do
I'm
that.
saying if he starts doing tags with a bunch of baby faces, then it's not the same guy.
Yeah, no.
You know, I want the show up, wreck everything, and leave Roman.
Yes.
You know, I want the quips, the funny faces, the one-liners. God, his facial expressions for the last 6 years have been magnificent. The amount he can just look into the camera and convey some shit, it's been the best.
Yeah, I want that Roman against The Rock.
Yeah, and I mean that's where this is headed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bad bloodline feud, and then ultimately leads to Roman versus Rock. All my podcasts keep saying that we're headed to Cody versus Rock, and I'm like, that's not the match.
I saw that. I said
the match is Roman Rock.
Dave Meltzer tweeted out that he thinks the early plans is Cody against The Rock at WrestleMania and Roman against Solo Sikoa. I'm like, you don't get that bullshit the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I think you do.
I feel you can do Cody versus The Rock, but don't do it at WrestleMania.
You only do Cody versus The Rock to get The Rock the belt. To get it back to Roman. That's the only reason that exists.
You don't. Yeah, you don't need to do that.
I agree with you there. We're in agreement there.
Yeah. Now do Cody.
7
now
and
do
an
The
8.
Rock versus Roman. Yes.
How was SummerSlam overall for you guys?
Great show.
Good
Super
show.
Fun.
I liked it.
Of my favorite reaction. Did you see any of the Rhea Liv Dom stuff, Dev?
I know that they're no longer a thing, but that's really
Yeah.
good. I didn't.
So he
Dom's
turned
a
on it.
bastard.
And the tweet was, "I've never seen a heel turn more heel. He double turned. He more heel.
He turned more evil. It's like,
That's funny.
kind of great.
That's so true." I posted a TikTok in the Strong Style Discord earlier. There's this little girl watching Rhea. She's all dressed up, all face painted, bawling her eyes out, so mad. This fucking match. Yeah. She's just screaming and crying. Dom's got everybody in their feels.
Yeah. I saw Samantha Irwin's reaction, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I saw Samantha Irwin, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I saw that too.
She's pretty hot.
Smoke show.
Ricochet is a lucky man.
Yes, he is.
All right, moving on. Hambone Johnny says, I recently started playing Baldur's Gate 3 and having a really good time with it. Playing the Hambone. You're special. You are special. Jesus. Oh my God. Wow. He says, I've never been in a D&D or even RPGs of this style, but for whatever reason, this game is clicking with me. Have you guys ever gotten into a game outside of your usual genre comfort zone? What game was it, and what made you try it in the first place? Side note, he also says, what was your favorite announcer call from NBA Jam? He was always a fan of, is it the shoes?
He's on fire!
Boom shakalaka!
Yeah, I like the Boom Shakalaka. I'm a big fan.
Boom Shakalaka's good.
Shout out to Full Court Heroes, NBA Jam Modern. It might be coming out sometime over the next year or so.
What?
Full Court Heroes. You guys never heard of this?
I've heard
Full
of it.
Court Heroes. It's not like you said folklore heroes. I was like, what the hell is
heroes?
Full Court Heroes. It's like
Yeah,
a new NBA Jam clone. That's awesome. But anyway.
That's
a genre that I wasn't into.
He hasn't.
Yeah, the one that I said is trash.
Yeah, it's Double Dribble, not NBA Jam.
It's Double Dribble, exactly.
But I liked it a lot. It was good. If they bring it to Switch, I will buy it and play it a lot.
Damn. I can't think of anything outside of my comfort zone that I'm like, man, let me try that. Actually, you know what? Yes, I can. It's Final Fantasy VII. I had never played an RPG before. And I was like, this cover looks cool. Let me rent it from Hollywood Video. I was like, oh, this is great. So, yeah.
I would probably say the same thing, but I didn't know it was outside my comfort zone when I originally played it. I just saw the cloud with a big ass sword. Like, this looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
Let me try it. What would I say? I'm trying to think of something out my comfort zone.
And I've said it 1,000 times, so I feel like almost regurgitating. But to me, the thing that comes to mind every time I get one of these questions is, this is what Fire Emblem is for me. I really don't play any other games like Fire Emblem. It's not like I'm into the genre. I don't play a bunch of the other ones. I don't play Octopath. I don't play any of the other thing. I just play Fire Emblem. I got into Fire Emblem, I started playing. I liked it, and I just kept playing it. And along the way, people are like, "Oh, you're like Fire Emblem. You should play this." And I'm like, "I'll try it." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And oh, you like this one? It's like this. It's like the same thing. Nah, I'm good. And then, like on Switch, they actually made, was it Wargroove? Like it is the same. Nah, I'm okay. You know, like
true.
it's
Wargroove
just
is just that.
Something about I need the Japanime waifus, like it's the whole thing. I need the whole thing, or I'm not that interested. And then for that matter, Mario Rabbids.
That's a good one.
That was my first ever XCOM style game, and I'm not really into the genre. I have played other games because of that, but like if they keep making that series, I'll keep buying them. Like that kind of got me into it. Like I'm playing Persona Tactica now, which is very much like the same thing, and digging it. Like really like it. So I'm not like anti XCOM. I do think though the IP goes a long way for me. Like if I like the IP and I can get into the story, then I'll play it because I do like the gameplay. But I'm also like, I would actually say I think I'm more like an XCOM light player. Like I don't want full XCOM. I want like a little XCOM. You give me a little XCOM and I'll play it. When you go like full XCOM, I'm like, it's too much. I don't want to be all that invested. Because I want the story. I'm here for the cutscenes and shit. The gameplay is like a means of doing that. Once it's like, no, it's a chess match and you got to remember everything and set up. I'm like, I don't want to try this hard. It's like I don't want to think this hard when I'm playing video games.
Yeah, I've only ever played the very original XCOM on PC, and boy, that was a time.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Played it.
I have an answer. I just thought about it. Among Us.
Oh God.
That's the game. Yeah, I would never play multiplayer game with my friends playing that type of shit. No, I had a blast playing it.
What an asshole you are! I would never play multiplayer with my friends.
Why would I?
I love that was like the game that he chose Among Us. He didn't talk about social deduction or anything like that. He just said multiplayer, as if that game represents all of multiplayer gaming.
It does
not
to
like
me.
Call of Duty or Destiny or any of these other gigantic multiplayer games.
Nope.
He just chose Among Us. He's like, yeah,
That's
multiplayer.
the one.
Like, I'd never be on a call with my friends and talk about game. He didn't say any of that.
Nope. Not at all.
None of that. He just said
Nope.
I would never connect my video game to others.
No,
But I will
that's
for
exactly
Among
right.
Us.
Among Us is the one that put me in.
I'll
never play that fucking game again.
That shit is so much fun.
It is fun.
It's just who is the best actor. That's really what it boils down to. Like how
it's
good
not.
you are.
No, it's
Yes, it is.
Because
Yes,
Rebecca
it
wasn't
is.
a good actress. She just had everybody in her hand because you're all a bunch of simps.
I had
Fucking
nothing to do
loser.
with that. I was with you. I'm. She ain't got me in no palm in her hand. Delvin, yes.
Everybody was
I
like,
wasn't
well,
playing that
Rebecca
game.
says it happened. I guess it happened. I was like, why are you all so scared of her? What? Why? Like, I'm trying to tell you. The bitch
She's
stabbed
the
me.
killer. She's the murderer. I believe.
Like everybody's like, nah, not. She wouldn't. She's like,
Make-
I don't know what you're talking about, Donnie. They're like, well, she's got you there. Donnie. I'm like, what? Why?
Make fun of Taylor Swift. She'll transform right there.
Wait a minute. The question
Jeez.
is, why were you even able to talk? You can't tell people who stabbed you. That doesn't make any sense.
We were on
We
Discord
weren't
call.
doing it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
we
if
were
you're
on
dead,
I
you're
was
not
on
supposed to be able to
Discord.
talk.
I know. I saw
I
her
didn't
kill
follow the
somebody.
rules.
No. I saw her kill somebody, and I followed her. The whole. I was like, it's her. I followed her, and I told everyone the whole. I was like, from this room, I followed, and he ran in circle. Like I had the whole thing. They're like, sounds like something the killer would say. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done with you guys. I'm absolutely done. I'm logging off. I'm never doing this again, ever.
I love it. I'm always down for Among Us. I'm here for it anytime. It's so much fun.
It is.
I wish I could. I wish I would have gotten a chance to try that VR Among Us. That shit looked awesome.
Oh, what's it called?
No, it's
like-
Among Us in
It's Among
VR.
Us VR. Yeah.
Oh, thinking of the other one called. There's like a.
No,
recall
it's
Among Us.
first person. I mean, you walk up and fucking kill somebody. They like
I want
run away.
no parts of that.
Yeah, like seeing it when you see the trailer and the video, that looks really fun. You know, but I just can't. Here's the thing: I can't play with my friends. I think that's the part that hurt. It's like y'all are doing this to me. I'm telling the truth. Strangers, I think I could do it with strangers all day.
See, that's
But
the
it's
best
the
part for
friends,
me
that's
is the
the part that
friends.
hurts.
I'm turning on everybody. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Like that's so much fun.
I'm like,
Delvin,
we're either never going to
that
talk after
motherfucker.
this moment, or I got to log off the call. Because we'll never talk again.
Oh, you can't take it personal. It's
I
just business, baby. It's just
hold
business, baby.
Grudges. Okay.
It was fun. They
Me
kept
and Tara
trying to
still
kill
got
me.
beef
Podcast,
because
be
of
like, where's Donnie? Where he's not here. Where?
it.
I got a
He
bill
got killed in
saying
Among
that
Us and nobody believed him. And he
the
said, I'm
Streamlabs
done
bill
with you
hasn't
people.
been paid. I don't think we can do the show.
Yeah.
You'd be reaching out to Melissa and shit. Like, is Donnie okay?
You guys didn't believe him in Among Us. He's no longer your friends. He said he
Can't
had to
trust you.
take.
Can't trust you for anything.
Oh, great game. TPR, anything? Any game?
Yeah, I think for me at the time it was Bloodborne. I was like never a horror game guy or a Souls guy, and then I played Bloodborne. I really enjoyed it, but I was like, there were so many moments in that game where I was petrified. Like my heart was racing. There was not because it was hard, just because it was scary, like gothic horror stuff, like Cthulhu
Really?
about to suck your brains out. Like there was a section where there was a
I
ton
know a
of
girl who did that to me once.
who kills
Don't
it.
we
Was
all?
it John 32?
32. Wow.
You're not gonna never lose these allegations with John 32.
Jeez.
Love you, John. Yeah, there was like a
Starks
level
is
with
correct.
spiders, and I was like, that was where I almost had to put the controller down, and, like walk away. Like spiders were in my face, and I'm like,
I've never been that way with a video game.
but
That's
I
how I
got
was
through
with
it.
the original Dead Space. Like I couldn't do
Really?
it. Oh my god, yeah. The
Oh man,
ambiance
I must just
That-
be broken then.
The
Just
eye
years
thing
of
was the only thing that got to me.
unadulterated horror into my eyes as a child. Like I don't think a video game has ever gotten me like spooked.
yeah. Dead Space had my heart racing and everything. I was like, I can't keep playing this shit.
That's the thing. Dead Space I don't have a problem with, but like Resident Evil 7, I can't do it. I can't do it. Maybe it's something about first person.
I'm with you there. I couldn't do that shit neither.
What?
I got into the house and was like,
Yeah, I
oh
was
hell
in the
no.
house. Yep,
That was
I
great.
was like, nope.
running around in the basement trying to get.
I'm
away.
out.
I don't know what to. I can't do.
You know what game weirdly got me?
Blowing my mind.
Prey.
Yeah.
I
The
can see that.
remake.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
can
keep
see
having,
that.
because you don't know what's gonna attack you, so I'm just running around hitting fucking sticks and everything with a stick. Ha! I got you, bitch. Like, oh no, that's just a real can.
Get me on.
Yeah. Nah.
That's funny.
Can't do horror games.
I never
No,
really
thank
been
you.
spooked by games.
Nope.
I've always
Can't
loved
do
them.
it.
Resident Evil, Clock Tower, Dino Crisis, all the way back then and then all the way to now. I love spooky games. I think they're so much fun.
They
Yeah,
are
see
really
the
good.
on PS1 and
Resident
like
Evil
those
ones are
didn't scare me at all
hilarious.
because they just look stupid. Like the graphics aren't scary enough. But once you start getting into the more
The realism.
realism, and I always play with headphones, that does not help. It just makes it so much worse.
Like maybe like definitely didn't scare me, but PT would get the jump scare because it was always behind you or off to the side. Like you never see it coming. You know, so it'd be like those like the Slender Man stuff. Be like, damn, gotta do it again. But I always love that stuff. That's like my shit.
Resident Evil 7 in VR was the one that was like, oh, this
Hell no.
is a little bit
Hell
rough.
no.
I really like
Ugh.
that game. I need to go back and
Nothing
play it after they made all those updates last year, and I never, 2 years ago, and I never went back. I want to though, because
Great game.
yeah, it is a great game. When it came out, I was like, oh, this is great, I love it, but I didn't like. I felt like I didn't love it like people at the time loved it. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's good. I felt like it was almost, it was very derivative of like other works. And then I played 8,
I was going to say that. Then you played it
and I
like,
didn't
I'm
like
sorry.
8 at all. And I was like, man, 7 was a lot better than I thought it was. Like it could have been 8. So yeah, I should go back to it.
I remember listening to Empire, and like you and Elaine, I think especially Elaine, was anticipating the game so much. Up to
Yeah,
till
at the
release.
time I was really hyped for 8, and I did not dig it. 8 was just not. It's just the whole aesthetic, the werewolves and stuff.
Once you get out the castle, it's
Yeah.
kinda lose you.
I wasn't into it. I was like, what is this, Metro? Like what are we doing? Like I don't know. It just didn't click with me. I love the ladies. That was great.
It's hot.
And
Once they
the
leave the game,
looked
it's
and
like,
played
alright.
fine enough. It just I don't know. Like it just I don't even really know. I can't really put my hand on it. I just didn't like it. But I honestly, I think it made me really appreciate 7 a lot more. Like my appreciation for, and like this is the same thing for me. I felt it's almost a direct parallel to how I felt with The Link Between Worlds. When that game came out, it was like game of the year. It was the best game. It was so amazing, right? And I played it, and I was like, "This is great. I love it. It's old school Zelda." I was like, "But it is like just Link to the Past, though. Like it is a lot of Link to the Past, right?"
Pretty much.
And I was like, I think maybe people are running away with this. And then over the years go by, and you get Link's Awakening, and you get a bunch of other games and some other 2Ds, and with time and more comparison, I'm like, yeah, it is a Link to the Past, but it is also just like really good though. Like it's still better than all these other things. And I think my appreciation for that game grew over time. And I'm in the exact same boat with Resident Evil 7. Like it just kind of gets with every horror release after, it's like that game was probably way better than maybe I thought it was.
Interesting. Moving right along. Ravenfed says, how is the business of gaming evolving? And where do we go? There's so much call for top-level profit. The designers and programmers are an asset to be dropped when they're in an off cycle. How do we, as a gaming community, see the future developing?
What a great
Is
question.
it evolving?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always evolving.
Cloud.
Yeah.
No more consoles. Cloud. I think that's gonna be it.
I think cloud is the thing, but cloud's been around for a while now, and the games look prettier. The budget for games are getting way out of hand.
I'll take your cloud example, which I think is right, but I'll raise you. I think cheaper hardware getting to the ability to the point where they'd be almost rival consoles.
Yeah.
Not exactly the same, but similar.
Yep.
So you have the option to have cheaper hardware with more capable native capabilities.
Right. Maybe you can use AI upscaling to make your cheaper hardware be able to play things offline that are actually at a decent frame rate and
of things
performance.
like kind of the things that we've seen. You think of the advancement of what we've seen with like the phone, Resident Evil games and shit being ported directly to is like how much longer until like that stuff becomes, especially with cloud 2, there's got to be a convergent point on all of this, where the highs are no longer as high, but the lows are catching up plus cloud. It's all going to converge to a point where you're going to have a device that can kind of do it all, whether it be cloud or native or whatever.
The Ouya, it's coming back.
I think that's a part of it to reach new players. What I said in the Discord earlier, I mean, I think right now we're in a position where after prolonged highs that we have to the scales have to be balanced, and we're gonna have to like kind of crash a little bit. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's gonna be a market crash and the gaming crash in the night. It's not gonna be like that. But we've seen this happen. God, I've seen this happen 5 or 6 times just in gaming in my lifetime. This is the way it goes. It gets cyclical. Games take off. A lot of money comes in, and then it gets saturated. People are making the money. A lot of bets. Studios close, get sold off, and it kind of goes back down. And then it comes back up again, and then it goes back down. That is how the business works. And the reason that's how the business works is because there is not infinite money. You can't chase infinite profits forever. You will run out. You will strategize and maximize and build every margin you possibly can, and you will reach a point where you have to recess. There is not infinite money. It doesn't exist. So you can't say we're going to make more profits this quarter than last quarter every quarter forever. That's impossible. So you ride it until she bucks you. And right now the gaming market is bucking a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We'll get a little less games for a while, but the stalwarts will still be here. They'll pick themselves up. They'll dust themselves off. And when the time is right, they will hire more. They'll make more games, and then they'll start to do this thing all over again.
And indies will never go away, ever.
No, they won't. So I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom. It's very easy to doom scroll the internet. I'm not too worried about it because I see this as how I've seen the industry my entire life. Do you know how many times I've been told so-and-so's dead? This is the last console. This is the last thing. Like, they're going to go away. They should get sold only for them to come back. As a Nintendo fan, I've lived this every generation. Every console generation. Just fast forward 15 years ago. Put yourself in 2010-ish era with IGNs and the GameSpots talk about this is the last consoles and Nintendo's going mobile. Like, that was all the rage then. And none of that was even remotely close to being true then. Just like I don't think any of this stuff is really all that remotely close to being true now.
Yeah. It's all ebbs and flows.
My bigger concern is like the demographics of the business. I could see the industry, the gaming market, especially like US, North America, I could see it shrink as we age. The people that are buying games, like at the level that we buy games to play games, are shrinking. And what does that mean? I would like to see it mean shorter, smaller, faster turnaround video games. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. What that seems to be is one gigantic game that we just keep updating and it's free to play and we just keep throwing stuff in every now and again. Like, it's services. That seems to be the play that, at least from the publishers, that's what they want it to be. And that's not what I want it to be, but the younger folks that are playing games, that's what they want it to be. And at some point, it's not up to us. Like at some point, we're getting, I think, to that point in the market where we're going to be outnumbered, and they're going to start chasing those trends. And that would be my big concern. It's not so much that I think the business of gaming is evolving or going away or going to be less. It's just I wonder how many more years or decades do we have of people making games that like I want to play the way that I want to play them. You know, how long until everything is how long until there's a fucking 4-player squad based co-op battle pass Zelda game, you know, like like this shit is like, that's not what I want at all. But that's what generations beneath me, that's what they do. You know, and that would be my major concern.
Yep. That's the only thing I worry about is they're going to keep making games that I want to play. That's really the only.
Yeah.
How many God of Wars and Uncharted's and Last of Us's and Gears of Wars and stuff as we know them? How many more of those are left?
Yeah.
You know,
As
because the
long as
math
they
ain't
keep
mathing
making
on those right now.
Yeah. When they stop making third-player action adventure games is when I probably stop paying attention for video games. That's the games I like to play. So as long as they still make those, I don't care what happens to the
$400 million 8-year single player. We sell it for 1 year at full price project business. That model doesn't work right now. That's not working. Even when it's good, it's not working. Even like when it's received well, even when it sells well, it's not really working. So that's the thing. So I would like to see it retract. Okay. So let's go back. Smaller, shorter, faster turnaround games.
Yeah.
Still same production level, still be good. Stop being 40 hours. I don't need 40 hours of Last of Us 2. How about you give us 12?
Yeah.
Like a good 12-hour game is great. You know, but like we got to get to a point where people don't destroy everybody for making a 6-hour Hellblade game. You know, like I don't know. That scale.
There was a time when that was long. Yeah, that games just got too big. Like that's the problem. Like we need to scale back.
I do agree with you there. I do feel like games have gotten way too big. That's
Everything
across the
doesn't
board.
need to be a 70-hour epic. Like Jesus.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Got 2 more questions. Big Nick says, what's the first game that comes to mind when seeing the original PS1 logo? Like the screen when they turn the PS1 on.
Final Fantasy VII.
Metal Gear Solid.
Crash Bandicoot.
Resident Evil. Yeah. You, sir, are now vetoed from ever being like
no, not the first game I like, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind when you think of like the original PS1 logo.
Wow. The splash screen. You turn on the console, the light screen pops up, you think Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, for the PS1 specifically. Just going back to my childhood, like Crash Bandicoot, Jumping Flash, Cool Jesus Borders.
Christ. You said Jumping Flash.
Because I think those were the ones that was on the demo disc.
It was.
I was are you just thinking of commercials?
What is Jumping Flash?
No, the actual demo disc.
Look it up. It's one of the original launch titles for PS1. Was on a demo disc, and it is the dumbest looking game I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
It is.
This looks so bad. This is Delvin's answer. This is on brand.
But when I think of like like my original PlayStation experience, that's what comes up. Like that demo disc, like getting excited. Oh, I got a PS1, putting in a demo disc. Like,
what are you like shooting a bunny
ESPN
at like...
Sports?
Yeah, see now you
lose that demo disc. Mm-hmm. I knew exactly where you were going, Delvin.
Yeah, that's what came to my mind.
I knew exactly where you were at.
My first experience with PlayStation, and then you're like, all right, this shit's trash. Let me put it in games that I want to play that I bought.
That's the first. Your first experience is the first thing you think of when you see the logo. Is your first experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think like Battle Arena Toshinden. Like that's what comes.
Yeah, see, that's another one. I thought of.
No. Yeah, no.
We're old.
Yeah.
We're older. Like that.
Resident Evil 1. That was like the first game I really played.
I think PlayStation. I'm just thinking of the games that I played on my PlayStation, and it's Metal Gear, it's Clock Tower, it's Resident Evil.
Yeah. When I see that logo, it takes me back to like the beginning of PS1. So I automatically think about the launch. I think about Battle Arena.
I have no idea when I got mine where things were.
Ridge Racer.
I think I got a PS1 in like 97, 98 maybe. That's when I got a PS1 for the first time.
Because I remember having it.
Yeah. For me, it was
remember.
definitely that ESPN Sports luge where you could do the luge, the bike, you could skate. That demo disc, like
I do
that
think of
is
sports
totally
games.
what I think of.
Like I think of Game Breaker and I think of WWE Attitude. Like I think of some sports games that come to mind.
None of that
Yeah,
comes to mind. Just
I
that one
think of-
ESPN game from the demo disc.
But until I got my Dreamcast, my PlayStation was my Resident Evil machine. That's where I played Resident Evil. That's where I played Dino Crisis. Where I played all my scary games.
Yeah, just
So
thinking
didn't
about
have
it
it-
now. I think of the fat cases they had. Remember the fat like cardboard cases?
The big jewel board. Oh man, those
Yes.
were dope. I wish I still
Yeah.
had some of them.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What are you talking about?
So originally they came in like a much larger case. It wasn't the small little
Okay.
CD jewel
Game?
cases. Yeah,
Almost
the
like
games came in
Dreamcast
a
cases
big
were.
case. Yeah,
Really? Like Saturn cases?
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I had a
They were
Saturn
called-
case,
they were made
had,
of cardboard.
Like they were like VHS like in cases.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Resident
that's
Evil
what
came
that's
in
what-
that type of case.
PS1 original. I'm sorry, PS1.
Look for like the Doom, like the original Doom case, the original Ridge Racer. They came in like large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Tekken
Mm-hmm.
and Air Combat.
Air combat. Oh yeah.
Saturn case.
Oh, Wipeout.
Wipeout, yeah.
Oh, there was a Resident Evil case like this.
Yes, that's the first game I bought like that.
This is not
Yep.
the Resident Evil that I had. I had a little.
You had the small
jewel CD.
case, right?
And a CD. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I ever knew was CD cases.
Yeah, I had the
Nope.
fat case.
This looks
My
like a
NBA
collector's
in the
box.
zone.
Yeah,
That was the regular game cases.
Oh, this is dope though. It's got like
Yeah,
a manual and a book.
that's
Oh,
what I remember.
Same.
Oh, that's cool. I never knew this. You guys are schooling me here.
Yeah, again, like they were cardboard, and then they eventually transitioned to like the plastic that like looked like just like a double tall CD case, and they eventually went to like the regular CD jewel cases.
That is correct.
Dead scared. Face your fear. Resident
I really wish I still had. I don't know where they all went because I didn't give it all my PS1 games. Like I
played the
thought I
shit
had
out
that
of
Doom somewhere.
Wait,
What
which
a-
Brand new
games on the
copy,
PS1?
not a new copy, an authentic copy, complete. eBay 175. Resident Evil. Long box version.
$1.75, of course. It's 175 triple digits. Oh man,
I'm gonna have
pretty
to go to Game Dude at some point and see if they have.
this is
any
why
of
we
this
do
old stuff.
crimes.
Yes, definitely
Get,
do crimes.
get your original hardware and do crimes, right?
I just bought all the classic Resident Evils on Steam. They were on sale last week. I completed whatever ones I didn't have in my library. I just bought the rest of them. It was like a bundle. I was like, sure, just give me
Probably
that.
were really cheap too.
Oh, I think I paid $14, got like 7 games or something like that.
Yeah.
I got like Revelations, and I think I didn't have 0. Like I had 3 but not 0, and like I think I had 2 but not 1, and I was just like, yeah, I just put them all in my library. Bottom of the ninth, 97.
I remember that one too.
How do you like that? Konami. I'm looking at
NBA
Tiger
Live.
99.
We're hot.
I played that game. That game sucked. Those early Tiger games were terrible. Played a Cyber Tiger. You guys ever see that?
I don't know. what that is.
Cyberberry.
Cyber Tiger
was-
was
It was the
Awful.
year where they were just making everything like the cyber, like that was their marketing.
Oh, I
It's a cyber
remember that
version.
year. That was
Yeah, because
Yeah, Cyber
Cyberberry
Tiger.
was a thing.
terrible. They were trying to figure it out. They hadn't quite caught the golf game. Like it didn't come around I think till like 2002. Like that's when they finally got there. But for a couple years there, they were trying. Oh, Parappa and Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter.
Tomb Raider. Anybody, nobody said Tomb Raider yet?
Wasn't one of the first
I remember
games I
Siphon
played.
Filter.
First game you think of,
Twisted Metal.
yeah, Twisted Metal, yeah.
Didn't play that till
Gran
later.
Turismo
either.
1. Gran
Also,
Turismo 2.
way later.
Well, yeah, the demo disc that I had, I think, had Siphon Filter on it. I remember playing Siphon Filter pretty early. Like I had
That's probably
access
right.
to some sort of Siphon Filter. I remember it had it was like a taser. You'd shoot like a little line out to people.
shoot a
and, like,
taser at 'em.
light 'em on fire.
And the
shit,
bad
yeah.
guys talking at you during the fight. Gabe, where are you? I remember that.
Yeah. PlayStation was dope. But Spyro.
Absolutely not.
What? Spyro's amazing. Way better than Crash
Spyro-
Bandicoot.
I
didn't
didn't
get
play
Spyro
Crash
till
either.
way-
Crash was trash also. God.
I didn't
Crash
play
was
Spyro
bad.
till way later.
See, this is like me. This is where I probably come into the fold.
The only Spyro game I've ever played is Skylanders.
I'm trying to. So I was 10
Fuck
in
Spyro.
'97.
Wow.
I probably didn't get a PS1 until '99, maybe.
Okay.
My mom hawked my 64 and got me a PlayStation, and I was furious.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know your mom sold your 64 out, man.
I was so fucking mad. Worst Christmas present ever.
Wow.
And
then I had it
in 94 or 95.
I had it for not super long. I had it for a little bit, and then I traded it all in for a Dreamcast.
Damn.
To play Carrier.
No, definitely didn't play Carrier. I didn't play fucking Shenmue. I was playing all the Sega sports games. I was playing Sonic. I was playing Crazy Taxi.
2K
I
was really
playing
good.
Resident
Originally
Evil.
2K was on that.
I
Dreamcast.
loved my Dreamcast. I would have made that. I'd still make that deal. I made that deal. I was so happy when I walked out of that store with my Dreamcast. It's not that I hated the PlayStation. I definitely didn't. I loved all my spooky games, but I didn't like the system. I think I may have used my PlayStation more as a CD player than
Great CD player.
playing games on.
Wow.
Dreamcast is a fantastic system. Crazy
Yeah,
Taxi.
I loved the Dreamcast. I was like, this is much better.
Only knew one person who had a Dreamcast, and we made fun of him. Nobody played that shit.
Dev would have hated me when I was little.
I mean, our gaming stuff does not line up now, so
Just
it'd be no
argue
different.
Constantly, just back and forth the whole time.
Yeah.
'Cause I couldn't afford the newer stuff, and I think the Dreamcasts were like super cheap.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they were trying to get rid of him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
99, 99.
I remember I traded in and got rid of my games and picked up some Dreamcast stuff and took that shit home. Still
Yeah.
happy.
My PS1 was the only thing I got for Christmas that year. I had to use cash to go buy a memory card and a single game because
Memory cards.
mom was like, "Here you go. That's all you're getting."
Yeah. I've told that story. to my
$300
dad for
system.
years. I came down. My dad got me a PlayStation 2. He was so mad at how much it cost. That was my Christmas present. He was like, "Don't ask for anything else."
Yeah.
I was like,
That was
Damn, I
in-
need more.
I
Fuck
remember I
that.
said, did you get a game? He goes, "It doesn't come with game." Like, he was so furious. He's like, "Do you have any idea how much this costs?"
Wii Sports got your back. All right.
Right. Yeah.
Pack-ins.
What a great time.
God, I
to
was
be
in
alive.
college. I was in college when PS2 came out. So they used
Really?
that financial age. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. You were in college?
Yeah. I was a freshman in college when it came out. Second semester,
Yeah.
I think.
Dude, I got my PS2. I think I was in middle school.
Yeah, that's how much.
That sounds about
Yeah,
right.
I was in college.
You don't want to know
I
how
remember
you know.
picking it up from Toys R Us. Financial aid check. Let's go.
And then I dumped mine for GameCube. The first option I could. I was like, I'll trade all this in for GameCube.
Never had a GameCube. I was done with Nintendo by then. I had a 64 and regretted it.
How dare you?
Just they didn't have games I wanted to play. I played Ocarina, and then that was the end of it. It's like, all right, we are
You missed it.
officially done with this
And
system.
so I lived in an apartment complex. It's the last place I lived in with my mom before they took me away. We had so many kids in the neighborhood. We all, played basketball, played football in the yard and stuff together. We're always together. So the 64 was like a time to be alive. We played so much. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye and WWE World Tour and then Revenge and then No Mercy. Like, it was so, it's funny because I never really, did multiplayer, but 64 was like definitely like I'll play that with my friends. And then I had Ocarina and all the other stuff. I think it was I'm just not recalling it. Mission Impossible. I think I sunk a shitload of time to like 64 back in the day. It was super fun. Obviously Mario Kart, and then Smash Brothers. Like, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, we played a little bit.
Talking
We
about
played a little bit.
childhood,
of 64.
this shit was trash. It's like, this is my greatest memories. Like, all of it. Like,
Yeah.
I loved every bit of it.
I mean, we all
So
had
special.
N64s, and we played GoldenEye, we played Smash, we played Star Fox, but it just wasn't the main thing that we were playing. We were playing way
Yeah.
more stuff on PlayStation.
Yeah, I
Like, the
get it.
one who had the N64 was like the one kid in the neighborhood who was like 4 or 5 years younger than us. So he had
Yeah,
the N64. And we all had controllers, and we would all just kind of hang out and play. But
when I moved to
we weren't
PlayStation, I really enjoyed like the sports games. Like I was like, these are way better. That was like the thing.
Oh my god, that fucking Madden on N64. Oh my god, that
The
was
sports
trash.
games were like Blitz was dope, but everything else was not super great.
Blitz is dope.
Yeah, Blitz was dope, but Quarterback Club and Madden is not.
But Madden didn't even have like licensed players at that point.
Yeah,
They
it
didn't
was
have the
not-
NFLPA at all.
it was
It was
not
it was
good.
bad.
It was not
bad.
good.
Yeah. All right. Final question comes from Chaffee. He says, what is it going to take for LeBron to just go ahead and embrace the bald head and get rid of his messed up dome?
What do you think, Delvin?
Women.
What?
Women. A woman always brings logic to a man's mind when they don't want to let it go. So
I don't think that's
his
it.
His wife or somebody going to tell him, look, bro, it's time
time.
for that shit to go. Either you need to
Well,
go
didn't
get
you
that.
guys say that you could have like pieces made or whatever? Like that's the
I was,
Oh.
I was just going to say that. I was
Yeah,
just going to
yeah.
say that. Either it's time to get to Beijing, get the hookup, or let that shit go.
Beijing. Why didn't you just do that?
You don't want to do the Beijing. The Beijing, you can't play sports and have Beijing.
You got to get the hair transplant now.
I thought it was like a permanent thing. You say like glue or
No.
something?
So Beijing is just like dye. It's like ink. You don't want that. That's what you
Oh,
do. Like
no,
when
no,
you're
no.
when you're thinning right here,
I
you
remember
throw a
we
little
talked about
Beijing
it.
to give you the
There's a
full
video where
lineup.
the guy
Yeah.
was drawing on his head and
There,
shit.
well,
Hair
that
transplant.
is for the hair. That not the hair transplant. It's like the hair unit. So that is
Yeah,
one where
unit.
if you're bald, you can go ahead and get a hair unit, and it looks just like your natural hair. It's no different than a woman getting a weave. Same
Yes.
concept.
So it's
But
not a
it's not a toupee because a toupee you
They
just
shared
take
this
off.
in the video with
This
the
stays.
guy. He like puts like the plastic on dude's head like saran wrap, and he draws on it and he marks it all around, and then he takes it off and he builds a thing and he like rolls the glue on the dude's head and puts the shit on, and then when it's done, it's like I'd have no way of knowing. Maybe people
Yeah.
do, but I watched it. I was like, that's this dude's hair. I don't know. That looks.
I sent
exactly.
I sent Delvin a video of the Kid Mero getting his hair piece put on. I'm like, Delvin, you got to do this. You got to
Do
do
it, baby. Got to do it, man. That's
because it looks not. It's actual hair. It blends in with your normal hair. Like it's like if I were to ever go bald, I would consider it. Like, man, why not? Women can get weave. Let's go.
yeah.
So-
They
Sure.
can get weave and all kind of shit, fake eyelashes and shit like that. Why can't I get my fake hair?
It's the BBL for dudes.
Am I the I want to say the old man in the room because I guess maybe not. I just don't care that much. My hair can go. I start to bald and get thin. I'm like, I'm just gonna be bald. Who gives a fuck? I've exited that game. Like I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm still in
think
it. I'm in my 20s.
I know several people who went bald at 20. So
Dude, I have some like on the front here, like got some damage. I started taking like some meds for it and like doing some TLC.
Viagra?
No, Delvin. Rogaine and finasteride for anyone who wonders. Finasteride's a pill. It's like a DHT blocker, so that's the one that's supposed to help the most. But if it doesn't, I'm gonna
Nice.
save up and get a hair transplant in my 30s because I want hair.
Wow. How much does
you
that
go.
cost?
Depends where you're at. If you get it overseas, it's a lot cheaper. But like in the US, it could be like 15
Ballpark.
grand.
Oh fuck that! No, see this is where I'm like, no, I'll be bald. I don't give a shit how ugly I am. You can look at me or go somewhere else. I'm not paying. It's more than I paid for the Jetta. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Well,
Absolutely not. For hair?
Look at me and go somewhere else.
Fuck on.
if
Get
you
out of
go
here.
somewhere
For
else, it's a
hair.
lot cheaper. You can get it overseas for like
That's
grand?
the funniest quote
$2
I've heard all day. Oh,
that.
man.
And my wife has talked about it. She's like, "Oh God, I hope you don't go bald." I'm like, "That's up for you. You're gonna come to Jesus with that, because I'm not doing anything for this. I'm not
Did
spending."
you tell her the
15
same
grand.
thing? You either look at me
Did I
and
wear
go,
Crocs?
go
You guys
somewhere
just see me. I wear Crocs. Like I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
It is what it is, man. We're all here on Earth. We're all dying. Aging is a part of life. Get over it.
it is.
I'm like, what are you trying to? I'm not trying to stay fuckable into my 60s. I'm not trying to what are we
I
trying to
am.
do here?
I just
I'm
like my
trying to
hair a
stay-
lot.
I want to
I really
stay
like-
fucking
I really
until
like my
I'm
hair.
90.
I'll look
I'm
at
on the
pictures of
death-
it and be
the
like,
death
man, that was
boat
great.
here.
Like I'm not trying to hold on forever.
I want to be in my casket and people looking like, yeah, he's still fuckable.
What?
1,000%.
Wow.
Like, oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah.
These are not.
I mean,
priorities.
Delvin is like one of the main reasons why I still have hair, just so I can talk shit. Like,
Yeah.
That's true. That's very good.
See? Exactly.
Yeah.
For those of you
I have-
that don't see the private messages that I do, it's very good. It's very good. Very entertaining.
Yes.
But see, like,
Yeah.
like Delvin, you just gotta be like, who gives a shit?
No, I give a shit. That's the
You
problem.
can't have these like I don't know. I just hair doesn't have that kind of power over me, I guess.
You know the good thing though is I have never had the moment that some people have where they wake up and they see their hair all on the pillow and shit like that. Haven't had that yet.
Yet, what's gonna be there, Delvin?
I don't think that's how that works for us, sir.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm good then.
You would be mad, like when I actually have to brush my hair out, the amount of hair that comes out of my head, you would be pissed just seeing how much hair
Yeah,
I
of course you
lose regularly and still have all this shit.
Yeah.
Mine started a few years ago. I started to get like really thin, like right here, and then I started to get like the bald spot here. And I put it to my wife. I was like, "Yeah, I think it's starting to go white." And she was like, "You should look at it." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing these. You buried the wrong guy." Like,
Just take the pill.
Me, you're in
That's
the middle
not
and wear a
happening.
beanie all day, Mr.
No,
Beanie.
I'm not wearing a beanie. No, I'm not afraid to be bald. Like,
You know who I wish would get rid of would just take care. KD. KD's hair is way worse than
Oh
LeBron's.
yeah,
Like,
Katie's.
his. I'm just like,
true.
oh my god, sir.
what's wrong with
Sir,
his hair?
please.
He's like, I
Yeah,
have
those
never.
are taking care of her
Everything.
skin.
This is
Yeah.
something I just don't
Everything.
like pay attention to. Like, I don't even know what's wrong with Katie's hair.
Look, it's terrible. It's like he doesn't brush it. It's just
Durant.
there. Like he just does not. He doesn't care. He clearly does not care, and it just.
Is it the
it's
bald spot in
terrible.
the back?
It's the bald spot in the back. It's how it never looks lined. It's just bad. It's just
Yeah.
bad.
It's just
It
his
is
hair.
terrible.
That's just what his hair does.
No. His hair could look a lot better. He just chooses to not brush it or care.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm
It's painfully
I
painfully
stand
obvious.
with Durant. Kevin Durant energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one photo. He looks homeless.
Pretty much.
Oof.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
LeBron should just go ahead and cut it off though, because he doesn't look bad bald. Like there's that
Yeah,
one
that's
somewhere where
the
he
other
cut it
thing.
off.
It's
It's
like, that's what
like,
I'm
why
thinking.
don't you just cut it off? Because if and when I do go bald, I probably will I'm just gonna just rock the baldy and call it a day.
Yeah.
Like the whole receding, the hairline way back here, that's not gonna work for me. Let's just let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
No offense, Delvin.
Holding it to the last moments, baby.
It's still there. You see just a little piece of it.
He's
It's
like, I'm gonna keep this
it's
little
like-
bit.
It's like an island in the distance. Like you're stranded.
See,
at sea.
'cause
You
what's
see
gonna
like
happen is,
a
you
little
know,
bit. You're like,
I would be
land.
really mad when I get my hair transplant. I'm going to
I
Nicaragua.
can't wait.
Get that
I
piece.
can't wait.
Playing more
Going to
sports.
Nicaragua.
Right. Get the
Pay the
unit.
fast $100, $150. Man, Dominican hair, baby.
So come back with dreads.
Let me get that Dominican silky. Let's go.
Oye, papi. Welcome to PSVG.
Wow.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Like Delvin, you got a full lineup here. You don't have a 5 head no more. You got a 4
I'm
head.
trying to embrace the oldness. I'm ready for like grumpy old man phase.
I'm ready for gray hair. Like that's what I'm ready for. Can we just go
Sure.
ahead and start getting like the actual grays?
Got a little
You know,
salt
wisdom.
and
Ron's
pepper
going gray.
upstairs, Devin.
His beard, he's all golden gray.
That's shiny. That's not even. That's just
Oh, that's a shiny.
That's just shiny. I don't have a whole lot of gray yet, and I'm waiting for it to come in. Like, come on, give me some gray.
Yeah, LeBron's getting the gray. He's getting that Roman
Yeah.
thing going on. He's been killer, by the way. You haven't watched any of it. Is anybody else watching it?
The
I
USA
saw some of it.
basketball for LeBron.
Yeah.
He's 40 and he's playing like he's 25.
One, he's pushing the pace for USA. Half of USA looks like they fucking jogging up and down the court. Like LeBron's actually getting out there moving. He's throwing passes all over the place. Like he's really having fun. He's doing all kinds of no looks, all kinds of behind the backs, and
He's playing like
great.
it's an all-star game, basically.
But he's locked in. He's
He's
playing.
I know.
an all-star game.
Like, a Kobe
he's
All-Star
playing,
game. Let's put it
he's
that
playing
way.
free, you know? And one of my main takeaway from just watching them play, him and Curry have so much chemistry together. When they're on the floor together, you just see like they just play. It's like a natural fit. They play off of each other. It's like, damn, I kind of wish they hooked up at somebody because it's really fun to watch.
That's always the player that LeBron has been trying to find.
It is
Like
it's like
it's
this compliment.
legit.
It's like it's the missing piece. Like you just see them in like their 2-man game is lethal. And Curry's not played well. He's missing shit from everywhere. Like he's not played great, but when he's on
Because
the
the 3-point line is
LeBron,
too close. It's just too close for him. He needs to just take a step back when he's
he
shooting.
needs to shoot further back. Yeah, but when he's out there with LeBron gets him such good looks, and you can just tell they're matched. They fit. There's a lot of chemistry there.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. I've really enjoyed watching basketball. I've watched the women too. They almost lost the other day. They've been in a couple nail biters.
So how does the women's basketball and WNBA stuff work? Because like it's the season.
They're just on break. They're on break.
They're just on
They
break.
just take a break from the Olympics.
Yeah. They need shooting. The girls, they've gone cold. Now they've got enough inside that like they're getting by, but they've got to find some people that can fucking make some shots. Because
Sabrina Ionescu needs to step up and start hitting some shots.
Because she was
her
not
and
getting
Kelsey
it.
Plum. It's probably their best
And
shooter.
Asia was just turning the ball. She had like 9 turnovers.
Because they're not used to dealing with players so small. Like watching their games, it's just like, man, they're just up under you.
Yeah, I mean, they
It's
were
a
like,
different game.
and it's not a trap, but like kind of, they would almost like bait them in because the USA wants to get the ball in the post, and then everybody would retract in and like come from behind, and that shit was happening over and over. I was like, stop doing that. They just kept trying. And eventually,
they're
like,
so much bigger than everybody else.
Exactly. They just brute their way. Like in the end, their size wins. Like they just brute their way in.
Between Asia,
if they were playing
and
anybody
BG,
that was like half good, they'd lose.
Yeah.
You know? They just go cold.
Yeah.
For periods of time. Like, got somebody make a shot. You're wide open. I don't know. The USA, the men's team, though, they're pretty dominant. I know everybody's hyping them up, and all the podcasts I listen to was like, it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Maybe I'll eat these words tomorrow, but I feel like they're going to handle Serbia pretty well.
Yeah.
The other 2 games, I've watched every minute of the other 2 games, and it's close for like, Serbia can seem to hang for like 12 minutes. And then the second, and then the third, like over time, they just can't keep up. They just wear down.
They don't have the depth that the USA does.
Just keep playing, even if they're ahead. And just keep playing, and they just can't keep up.
Yeah. Also, like this
and
year is
also.
Me. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Is USA just dominating in like a lot of sports in the Summer Olympics that I'm used to seeing? Like at least women's, like swimming, diving, especially USA has been a juggernaut so far this past summer. Like,
I mean, swimming. I don't know about diving, but in swimming, yeah, it's been this way for a minute.
Yeah, Ledecky is
she's a fucking monster. She's like the most dominant athlete on the planet, and she has been for some time. Yeah. I think people are just kind of finding out, but she is it's unbelievable. She wins by like a half a pull length, Olympic pull length. Like it's insane. Like she's a lap ahead of everybody. It's not fair.
She's in her late 20s. That's old for an Olympian.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right. Well,
and it's not like the women's basketball team where the other players are like, they may be professionals, but they're not in higher leagues. Like the other women swimmers are great by like record. Like if you remove Ledecky, remove her and all of her record, super close. They're the best in the world. They're right there. It's just her. Like it's just her. She just skews. Like the curve is so great because she's just that much better. And that's insane.
Superhuman.
It is.
Yeah. Kind of like Phelps. Superhuman. It's just.
But his were closer. He had rivals. There's nobody near her. They're just showing her. It looks like she's in the pool by herself half the race. Like, where is everybody?
That's crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen Olympic or like global like World Cup sports, like best of the best, where you see like swimmers passing each other halfway through the pool. Like you're heading one way, here comes the leader right by. They're like, "See ya." That's got to be demoralizing.
Right? Yeah.
He's like, I'm not even in the same lap.
At the world stage, there's supposed to be a lot of parity, right?
Yeah.
I think if I knew I was swimming against her, I'd be like, I'm just going for second. I'm not even paying her any attention. I'm not thinking about her. I'm trying to beat everybody else at this point. Because if she's coming back, like, that's crazy. All right, gentlemen. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Play Some Video Games. Thank you all for listening and hanging with us through all of our nonsense and shenanigans and actually some video game news this week. So until next time, please play some video games.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, 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 the edges.